So this is you guys aren't kidding. This is a real thing. There's a sickness in the building.
Yeah, all you got to do to say Pat is there's germs. And
No,
the
but there really is. And everyone sounds stuffy. We've had, I know 4 people on this floor now who've gotten, I think it's just like a really congested cold. But I've also been talking to a couple friends and their work is also getting like a flu or so something is
Summer
going around
work at
Indiana.
home.
Summer flus come and go.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't need that
Why
stuff.
are you sitting over there?
Well, problem with mic number 2 again.
It's
I
working.
think it's just to be away from
mic
you.
number 2.
It was working yesterday. Did you
Well,
test it this morning?
I did.
Are you staying away from me?
How
No.
was the beer bong Friday thing?
Oh my gosh. I just feel like I've upset Terry.
Oh my gosh, no!
She's just so far away from me now.
You
and
never care about me if you upset
well, you're
me.
still in your spot.
You're in the middle.
You're perfectly.
Pat asked a good question. Have you done the beer bong? Have you done beer bong Friday yet?
Yesterday was a celebrity beer bong on Hammer Nigel, and it was Racing Rachel, who she works at. Her name is Racing Rachel, and she works at the Shelbyville Casino.
Oh.
For like the horse track.
Oh,
And
I wonder
she
where we're going with
gives
this
us
one.
derby bets all the time for each year.
Oh, she
and
does?
She nailed it. She did it in 2.6 seconds.
Wow.
I was amazed.
Is that the fastest?
Yeah, she's tied with Guy Relford.
She's around fast stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I mean,
she's on it.
She's on it. I mean, she's like a
Now,
racehorse.
did you know? Wait a minute. You're the official timer.
I
Did
am.
you cheat for the girl?
No.
Oh, there's been other girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she's
Jennifer came in.
Sure.
yeah the Watsons girl.
Yep.
Jennifer.
Mel.
We had Mel McMahon from Hank. And we also had Mindy Winkler on.
Oh, Mindy Bendy.
Greg Rakeshaw, he was on.
It's about almost everybody in the building. I think Racing Rachel was the first one outside of the building.
No,
Jennifer,
we
Jennifer, the
Jennifer
Watson
came
and then
girl.
we
That's
also
right.
had oh gosh.
I was just gonna say
why are you
everybody's-
putting me on the spot? Other
Because
people.
Yeah, lots
Other
of other
We had
people.
other people. And some
Guy Relford.
surprises.
Yeah, I mean, Guy was good, wasn't
Other
he?
There's
people.
a musician. Oh my gosh, what is his name? Rick something. You guys know him.
Something.
Rick
Springsteen?
Springfield.
Yep.
Oh, my
that was it.
gosh.
That was it. He
Rick
was great.
Springfield?
Yep.
Yeah. He looked great in person too.
Yeah.
Allison.
Rick Springfield.
Hey,
Oh, they're gonna kill me. I
Kylan
don't know.
Tally is our producer Maximus
Kylan's
today.
back today.
Yay!
Jimmy's at the track.
Oh, is that
He
one?
sure is.
Yeah, he's
Like the racetrack? For
yeah,
the,
for Brickyard.
I
I
thought
have
that
to
was
leave
tomorrow.
at noon for that. I have
He
to
likes to
leave at noon
tailgate
today
early.
for
I
that.
have to leave at 11:30.
Oh, you're going to miss Craft Corner, and we're sponsored.
We have a
Oh my gosh, let me
sponsor.
tell
We
you
have a
about
sponsor?
this. It's sponsored by Kevin's Candles and Crafts. They're in Greenfield, where I live.
Okay.
Kevin Townsend is his name, and he's been pouring and making clean burning soy
Oh,
candles.
soy candles are the way to go.
Way to go! 30 years.
So
I mean,
you've got a
this guy's got
sponsor?
it. Yep.
I've been doing In the Weeds now for a year, and I don't have a
We've
sponsor.
been doing Craft Corner for almost 2 years.
Yeah. So you can see his stuff. I just want to let you know because it's the best in all the land. Saturday, July 27th at the Pinsey Trail Festival in Greenfield. And he will be
She's
helping
got a
promote
sponsor.
Hancock Mental Health. And I love Kevin and Kevin's Candles and Crafts, the new sponsor.
Kevin's
Craft.
Candles and Crafts.
Sponsoring
So is he
Craft
generally
Corner.
sell his wares at farmers markets
All
and
kinds of
different
those
things?
kind of places, yeah, and festivals.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll see him at Riley
Does he have like a
Festival.
box behind him with a headset and that thing that says, "Hey, Mr. Cameraman, come in close on this one"? Is it like one of those type of
No,
I don't know what you're
I don't
talking
think
about
I
there,
know
but
what
it
that
sounds-
is
ShamWow,
either.
the ShamWow guy? He always
he's
had the
no.
headset with the microphone.
I don't,
No,
I don't know
no,
him.
No.
Okay.
I know Shamu.
Shamu, the whale.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
me
Where does he?
too.
What department is he in?
I don't know.
He's an orca.
He's a Norca.
Yeah.
Hey,
Killer whale.
today is Evening in the Garden.
Yes, it is.
Oh, what time is that?
How many different restaurants are there? 20?
No,
How many?
about 6.
It's intimate.
Is Fernando's going to be there?
Fernando's is going to be there.
Okay.
Is it all you can eat?
It is all you can eat. Yeah.
You know, I love that.
And
I wish you would open up. I do. I could see. Truly, I don't know if I've dreamt this or not, but I do see it. Like it's there in my brain. Sullivan's Buffet.
Sullivan's Buffet.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sullivan's Buffet.
What's
all
in
you can
the-
eat.
what's in it?
It'll be similar to everything. You've got your salad bar, your dessert area. You've got your entrees, your
Coleslaw bar.
sides. You've got your, I mean, everything you
Coleslaw
want,
bar.
all your favorites.
You
it
big
could be
suck up.
touted as all
Does
of
it have
my
mac and
family's
cheese?
favorites.
No.
You know what?
I know where you can open it too, because boy, do we need something on the east side like that.
Pat, you better lay down and forget about it. You don't need
I don't
another
think
headache.
the buffets are what we're going for.
Oh yeah, we are. They're back.
Golden Corral. You're
From-
slamming Golden Corral now?
From my
I mean,
friend,
have you seen that chocolate fountain?
from my friend Peter Chung.
Yeah.
Peter Chung,
Yeah.
who used to have the buffet over at the House of Chung.
Oh, all
Across
you
the
can eat.
street.
Is that where Joe went?
Yep. Peter would say, 1 plate, I make money. 2 plate, no money. 3 plate, I lose money.
Eh.
Yeah.
And then he took his hand down and he goes, some people really big.
I can see him doing that.
I've seen it. I've been there.
He's very gracious when we're at your
Man.
place. He lets me park there.
And
I
he
mean,
just,
y'all park.
he just retired. His family,
Oh, did
the
he?
House of Chung is closed.
All right.
Aw.
I
But
really
you know
miss
what?
a
It was
buffet.
it wasn't it was just retirement. Peter's 73.
Yeah.
And so he was ready to, he loves real estate, so I'm sure he'll dabble in that.
I bet he's good at that.
What do you think will go in there, in that building? Across the street?
Maybe a buffet.
Are you guys going to buy it and make it an extra parking lot?
You know
Always
what,
possible.
Allison? I think
I was
the
asking more
liquor
for
store in the
myself
corner
than
might be for
anybody.
sale too. I think there's some. Pat, you might be a real estate tycoon by the time this is all done.
That's what I need.
Well,
Selling
what about the
buffets.
buffet?
Totally out of your mind.
So anyways,
Is the buffet out then?
Anyway,
Should I start thinking
okay,
about
Nando's is
somebody
going to be there. Who else is going to be there at evening?
Fernando's, Ambrosia, 317 Barbecue.
I have not been there.
Really good.
Is it? Okay.
Is it barbecue?
It is.
It's really well named.
It's in
Yeah.
the area code 317 too. Upland Brewery.
Upland Brewery will be there. The Bacon Station will be there.
Ooh, what's that mean?
That's Joe, my son Joe.
The bacon
Oh,
station.
And the
Joe
guys from the
Blank
grill
manning it?
department.
Scott Lataka's going to have his own bread pudding booth.
Bread pudding booth from Chef Scott.
I bet he's got
lucky.
those.
Now,
going
who are we
all day
forgetting?
today.
Cholita.
Cholita.
Which is my kind of our go-to on Saturday night.
Yeah, those are the ones
Cholita,
that
where
make
I go.
the-
That's where I go in. They're right on Broad Ripple Avenue. It's kind of hip. It's got a hip vibe to it, and I like to go in.
Is that
and
the Margarita
kill
Palace that you like so much?
It's margaritas, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I like to go in because I'm old,
Yeah.
and I like to go in, as I've said before, and tell everyone, this used to be a lumber yard.
And then there's
And if you look at those buildings back there, you can kind of see that's how they loaded the lumber. And they go, would you like a table in the
gosh.
basement?
I love that grandpa
Why don't you drink
vibe
another
that you
margarita?
have.
And then
I
the-
love it.
And they have a DJ, doing the thing. And I always say, how about some James Taylor?
You're that guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Everybody's got. There's.
But they're going to be there tonight.
So
This is how
speaking,
you're paying them back, letting
Yeah.
them come on in.
yeah, speaking of the
Yeah.
new sponsor of
Denny's
the
got a
craft show,
question.
no, I've got one of your buddies, Tommy Hetty from out east, says, speaking of crafts, my friend told me she was doing a new craft, and I said, which craft? That made her mad, and she turned me into a toad.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft,
see?
you see?
Witchcraft. It's a little,
Oh, I see.
Tommy, turn off the radio.
Never too early for a dad joke.
Oh my God!
Not on this program.
Tom
Yeah.
Hetty is the dad joke. Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So,
wait a
what
minute, I
time
want
does
to
it
make sure
start?
we didn't forget anyone.
I think
Is that it?
you got it.
Okay.
Sully's Grill, Maggie's will obviously
Yep.
be there.
And
Yep.
you can get tickets at the door.
I'm going to
Yes.
say yes.
You can.
And how much is a ticket
It's $60.
for
All you can eat. And the greatest cover band in this city,
Does
My
that-
Yellow Rickshaw.
Your
Does that
favorite.
include the beer and wine?
No,
Okay.
does not. We'd go broke. So
One plate, I make mine.
I make money. So I just came in from Atlanta last night. We got in at 10:30, 11 o'clock.
What were you doing there?
It was the Atlanta Gift Mart.
Oh, did you find something?
Should we break and should that be the tease?
Well, if you want to.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that
tell
way
us
it'll
what
give
you
me a
found.
chance to
I like
think of something.
I like to
I was gonna
grade
say-
your ideas.
Yeah. I like to kill another segment, so
Yeah.
we're just trying to juggle.
Now you're acting like the producer again.
How's everything in the city? Is everything okay?
Oh,
Busy
boy.
downtown?
Oh my goodness! Speaking of busy, we got a lot of Catholics around
know.
here.
Oh my gosh, and there are a bunch of jaywalkers too. I like that
Well,
never
you know
was
what?
able to
Be
turn
safe,
left.
guys.
That's because somebody, you know what?
The Lord's looking out for them.
That's right. And there's people, with the bullhorns, the religious people. B2.
The bingo thing?
N.
All I know is that they were in a hurry and you could not turn left onto Maryland.
What happens when you get the Catholics here?
I had a different experience. They were the ones that actually let me turn left instead of just continuing to pile through and missing my light. There were some that actually stopped. No, go quick. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
This is kind of cool
Deacon,
because
Pastor?
we talked to him last week, and Father Nagel, and
Father Rick.
He was telling
is
us
awesome.
He's so awesome and great on the radio, and he was telling me about before they were arriving that thousands of them were walking
They're
from the
pilgrim.
four
Pat,
corners
they're
of the
pilgrims.
country, and they started back in May, and they've been walking to get here. And it's kind of that part of it I thought was a pretty cool story.
6,500 miles, I think, was the total that they ended up walking.
Did their car break down?
No, I asked the same
They're looking for
question.
gas
We didn't say they were
It's part
Irish
of it.
Catholics. We said they were Catholics, Pat.
It's part of the walk. I asked the same question. I'm afraid I did. I said, I know this might sound silly, but why are we walking? Is the walk significant?
Yeah.
And he said yes.
I bet they were walking in Jesus' footsteps.
Exactly. Well, the walk represents yes. And that's, I thought, he's awesome.
There's
and they've been really
They
great
do
to
this
have
in
downtown.
Spain, Pat, the
Father
Via
Rick,
Dolorosa.
downtown St. John's,
that's
which
it.
is right by the convention center. If you ever want to sneak in there, you don't have to be Catholic. Father Rick's just a good dude.
It's a
really is.
beautiful church.
Yes, it
Historic
is.
church.
Yep. 239-9393. Coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
With Landon's bump music and Kylan's bump music.
We're starting this 9 hours slow and smooth.
Yeah.
Slow morning. I like it.
Yeah, this is one of those pilgrims
Take
after
it
he got up
easy.
after 4,000 miles of walking.
Jimmy's is, she dumped me at the gas station.
He likes his country.
Yes, he does.
I'm interested in the bacon station. Before we get into what you found at the gift store, the gift show.
Yep.
Tell me about the bacon station.
The bacon station
Yeah.
at Evening in the Garden
Right,
tonight.
because that really sounds good.
It's the guys from the grill, Joe and his buddies. I know they're doing bacon wrapped dates.
Are they going to do BLTs?
I don't know.
Are they going to do?
Remember, I just got home.
Yeah, okay.
I was in Atlanta.
I think all you need to know, it's the bacon station.
The bacon
The
station.
bacon station.
All
All right, so
Go to the bacon station.
what's new in Atlanta, son?
First, we're
well,
going to
we're
talk
gonna
to
take a call.
Joe.
Oh, got to talk to Joe.
Yeah. Hi, Joe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I had a landscaping put in front of my house, ground cover, and then gravel mulch. I think it's limestone with some iron in it because it oxidizes and turns a little orange. But along the front, we have probably 13 or 14 black sedum, and out of the 13, 11 of them died. So I went out this season and bought 11 replacements and put it in, and now they are dying. And even the ones that lived through the last round have died.
Wow.
So what?
Is it
the
mulch?
first time I watered them. This time I didn't water them because
They don't take. Yeah, sedum don't take a lot of water.
Yeah, so I said, well, maybe I overwatered them.
I would
first time.
I would suspect the gravel myself
Me too. Get too hot.
from the heat. I'm not a big fan of the gravel.
I think that's good to know. You should not be putting gravel around the trees.
I
see
mean,
it a
I don't think you
lot.
should be
trees.
putting it around
I don't
anything.
think the trees matter, but I think when you get to tender perennials, especially ones that aren't established, I think the gravel can just get too hot.
You remember that picture of that beautiful hydrangea from last year? I think it was Tiffany Dawn was her name, and she sent us a picture that she had gravel around it, and you said the same thing. Just pull the gravel away,
Right.
and it should be able to survive. But gravel heats up so much, Joe, that even a plant like sedum that really doesn't take a lot of water.
What's the exposure? What is it on?
It's full sun for quite a while.
Yeah. So on the ones that are still alive, how many are still alive?
4, and they're kind of wrapped around at the end of the house. They're kind of wrapped around a larger planting.
Are they?
So they do get a little more shelter from the sun.
So I think that's probably your answer right there. So when you go back to plant them, what I would do is I would just, pull the gravel back, put the sedum in or whatever you're going to put in, and then mulch just that area. And I think that would look fine because obviously you have the gravel now. There's no sense, digging all that up.
And gravel.
Yeah. So I would just take out those and make little oases of mulch in there, and that's where you're going to put your perennials.
Yeah, the trouble is then I end up with mulch I got to deal with, and
mulch will keep you alive. It's good for your heart. It's good exercise.
Good fiber.
Good fiber.
But don't put the mulch. I think you told me don't put the mulch right up against anything, right? You kind of give it a little space.
Yeah, don't volcano it up on top of on the tree trunks. Yes. So.
Yeah, and
sorry, Joe.
Joe, thank you.
Okay. You think it works putting black sedum back in, or?
Yeah, if you pull the gravel back and put mulch in there, I think it'll be fine. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Our number 239-9393. I'm not a big fan of the gravel.
Me neither.
That was a sad
First
story.
of all,
I know he was really upset. I kind of felt bad.
I felt
poor
sad
guy. He
too.
did it twice.
Yeah. It's costly.
Hopefully that'll help.
Yeah.
Did you buy anything in Georgia?
Yeah, in Atlanta is where the America's Mart is, which is there's a gift show in Atlanta, which I think Atlanta and Dallas, but I think Atlanta is probably a little more popular, a little easier to get to, obviously. And it's 3 buildings that are around 18, 20 stories each. And so they're just
wild.
I sure wish I could go.
Filled with
all right,
everything.
Let's get to the point. What's the neat thing that you got for us?
We're not trying to get to the point. We're trying to get to the end of the segment.
Oh.
We're also trying to catch up people who may not know.
So what we're trying to do is just draw this thing out.
Well, I remember the time you bought all the great big balls that were supposed to look
was
like
last year.
Tree ornaments.
Yeah,
And
they're still there.
I bet they are.
It's called hollow balls.
Is this particular market? Is it for the holidays?
No, it's for well, there still is because there's dedicated Christmas floors, so those are still there. But really, people are buying spring.
You're buying for next
spring and summer for next year.
Always 9 months
All the
ahead.
Christmas was purchased in January.
Wow.
So that is now starting to roll in, so that we can get it out in late August and September and irritate the hell out of some people that can't stand to see Christmas.
Christmas already?
I'll tell you what, though, retail, not you, does push us through. Because right now it's we're looking at back to school. I mean, it is obviously back to school, but it's not even. Is today the first month of summer? Yeah, we just completed the first month of summer, and so now, but they're really looking way ahead. And like you said, you're shopping for spring.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, and the funny thing, the triggers are not school supplies. The trigger points always seem to be Christmas is number one. Even Valentine's Day. And then I always what I always say to people when they go, Christmas already, I always go, you don't complain about sprinklers in January because we're putting sprinklers out to get ready for spring. But people they really get worked. I've seen people are so funny online. I'm never going to shop in that store again.
Wow.
Okay.
I didn't mean it when I wrote that.
So anyway, did you see some cool stuff?
Yes, we saw some cool stuff.
This is like prying it out of your kids. What'd you do at school? Prying it out.
Well,
you don't get it.
Let him go. Dan.
So
here we go. Here we go.
We do spend a lot of time when we get tired. We go to Enchanted Moments, which is a big toy supplier. They're on the 14th floor, and they have a bar, and they serve margaritas all day long.
There we go.
And then you get to play with toys.
It's so fun.
You're running little cars around and stuff. It's
Thomas the Train?
No. These are little.
Okay.
Well, what kind of toys do you see for spring?
These are actually so these we're bringing in right now for Christmas. So
These
you can
are
still
Christmas
so
toys.
yeah, so you can bring stuff in still for Christmas, but a lot of what you're doing
This all
is
sounds very
confusing.
It's all very confusing.
Like I spent a lot of time
Tara.
in Garden Age, which is the stone with the glass that we sell at our store.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so that booth is there, so I spent a lot of time ordering that.
Do they
I
have a
think last
margarita
year,
machine
was this
too?
about the time you saw the fancy fire pits with the music and the whole thing that you discovered a couple years ago?
Those were a dog.
I wondered how that was going to turn out.
Awful.
Because you saw them. I think you ordered a couple, maybe.
I wish it was just a couple.
Wasn't
A couple pallets.
I was just going to ask you.
It
Do you
was
have to buy it?
horrible. I thought that was a home run. It's a fire pit
right?
that you hook to a propane tank,
Right.
and it's Bluetooth, right? Bluetooth cable. So you put a song on, and the flames go to the music.
It's cool.
It seemed like it would be
What?
something everybody would want.
Yeah. Nobody.
But nobody wanted one.
Nobody wanted that.
Oh, that was a bust. Okay, what
I
else?
wasted a lot of
That's
money
gotta
on
be
that. Thanks for
hard.
bringing that one up.
Yeah.
Well, it made me think about you thinking about the. So I was wondering about how well
Well-
you pick things.
Ooh,
Well,
that's a good question.
That is, and I mean sometimes that. So I thought the challah balls, which are we talked about those, the blow up ornaments.
Yeah.
And you put these big, and you probably have seen them online, and you put groups of them out.
I
in
was
your,
questionable. I was questioning that one. I thought this is. I don't know about this.
They're still in business. They're still there, but man, you know what?
But they didn't go well.
No.
I should go with you. I have such a
Probably should.
a thing.
A gut.
A gut.
Sometimes it's the way you display and present things, and the problem with challah balls is that they take up a lot of space for a display. So if you're limited on display. Now,
sure.
I talked to a truck driver, and he saw them in our store. He goes, "Oh my gosh, those things are all over Charleston." So
Wow.
I don't know why
So-
they've never really
right.
taken here.
Well, we're just different.
I guess we are.
We're just.
We don't like to
different in our
brag
lives.
about our balls, I guess.
and giant balls in particular.
They
Giant
just don't
balls.
want to be showy.
Yeah,
No, you don't.
I get it.
and you certainly don't. And they come all colors, blue and
My mic button doesn't work.
Okay. Well, all right. So we've talked about 2 failures,
yeah.
which is fine.
Right.
Failure
Hall
is
of
good.
Fame failures.
They're,
Okay.
And they're okay.
Okay.
You gotta have a failure.
So the big win last year was the Little Santa. Help me with this, Allison. So there's
thing?
that one. So that is taken from the Chinese
Oh, what are they
cat.
called? So you go into Chinese. Oh God.
Are we talking about the
Give me-
ceramic duck that goes
give me
and
a
bounces
second.
up
Hold
and
on.
down?
Have you forgotten what it does?
No,
No, I don't know what it's
It's
called.
a little velvet Santa in different colors, and they're like 6 or 8 inches tall. So picture Santa and his
waving
arm going
arm.
like that, the
It's
waving
a waving
arm.
arm. So
Up and
you
down,
see them
up
a lot
and
in
down. Instead of left to right, they're going up and down.
Up and down.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see them a lot. And like Chinese restaurants and stuff like that, where they have them at the counter. Maybe it's like a cat, and its arm just
Cat's
goes up
arm.
and down, like it's
So, but this is
waving or
Santa.
it's like thing. So now they have characters of Santa or
Yeah,
We had one for St. Patrick's Day. Which one was that?
we did.
Yes, we did.
Was it a
They have
leprechaun?
different characters where they'll just bob up and down their arms.
That must not have been Pat's idea. Must have been somebody
So
else's
that was
idea.
a hit.
That was a huge hit.
So you're going to get more
Went
of those.
big.
Oh no, it was a bunny for Easter.
Oh, with the bunny. That's
I
right.
was thinking of.
That's
cute.
right.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. You have a win.
But who would have thought? That's the thing. Is
I
like
know, you
I'm
don't-
glad
that's
I
the
don't have your
problem.
job.
It's hard to know.
I mean,
It's
and you're
hard to know.
picking. I mean, it is
Do
crazy.
you have a discussion about it, or does everybody get a budget and then you do it, or do you get together and
Yeah,
decide?
everyone does different things. So, I mean, our decorators are buying the serious decor items and such, and we're buying the stupid stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
The stupid stuff.
The lucky
was the funny,
cats
the
that
fun
are
stuff to
Santa.
talk about.
Yeah.
It really is. So you're buying furniture, outdoor furniture there as well.
Yep, the outdoor furniture
Was Donny
show
Osmond a part of it at all?
Donnie is removed himself from the outdoor furniture market.
Why? It was a hit, right?
Going to
It
rocking
was.
chairs now.
He wanted to go out on
so
top.
he's out of there.
Wasn't Donnie just in town?
He was.
Wasn't he?
Yeah. Kylan
No.
loves Donny Osmond.
Oh, he was on Fox News.
No,
That's
he
where-
was here.
Was he
was
here?
performing. We talked about it because I
Okay.
was asking Kylan if she knew who Donny Osmond was, and she said, "Yeah, love him. Posters
I feel the same way about
All over.
Marie.
on my book covers.
He's the
We'd go to bed
sings the
listening to it.
Mulan
Yep.
song.
Oh, she was
That's
"Go
what
Away,
I
Little
know.
Girl" is the
I'd
one
make a
she
man out of
really
you.
loved.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
a
Okay.
Disney song.
239-9393. When we come back, we have Jeff. We have
Oh no! We got
Fred?
we got in the weeds. We got a very special segment
And-
in
Oh.
the weeds.
Fred and Jeff will know that you're
For the
going to
callers?
really enjoy in the weeds when we come back. 93 WIBC.
All right. now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sweeping the countryside, the unsponsored
Yeah. what
In the
is that?
Weeds with Denny Smith.
Now, this is a special nautical version of In the Weeds, sort of
Then
a
we're going to get to your calls.
fishing motif. So, Kylan, you want to give us our special music?
If this isn't the most Denny thing.
All right.
I can't believe it's unsponsored.
Straight out of the book, Uncle John's Truth, Trivia, and the Pursuit of Factiness, a Christmas gift from the divine Miss Terry Lynn Stacy to Denny Paul Smith. Today, it is nautical terms you've never heard of if you're a fisherman, okay? So, Terry Lynn, I'm going to start with you. When it comes to fishing, what is candy?
Candy. What is candy? Candy would be the bait.
Candy is the bait. You see how good she is? Pat, you get the next one.
I do want to have that
I
fishing lake. That
I feel like you got an easy one.
Pat, what's a barn?
Oh,
Pat,
did you already know that? It was
Yes.
called candy.
Well, I was going to guess.
Shush. Pat, what's a Barney?
A Barney?
Yeah.
That is a hook.
No, a Barney is a know-it-all fisherman who seems to unable to catch any fish anytime, anywhere.
Oh, a Denny.
Named after Barney Fife. Hi, Lynn. Okay.
Who said that? Is that you?
No,
or-
that's
like
Kylan.
All right.
Wow.
Allison, what is green stuff?
Seaweed.
Close. Cold, dirty water. That's really pretty close. All right,
What?
now.
That is not close.
That is. Hey, I am the judge of the In the Weeds
Well, I
segment.
appreciate.
Okay, Pat,
Just
I'll give
giving
you
you
this one. What's a
points.
chummer, Pat? What's a chummer?
That's when you chum the waters
Right, with what?
with
With
it could be
guts.
Wheatie balls or it could be a scrap bait.
No, it's a seasick fisherman. He's a chummer. He's
Oh, 'cause
throwing up
he's
into the water.
I think
tossing
you're
his
just
cookies.
making
Yeah.
stuff
All right,
up.
Allison, I'll give you one more. This is an easy one. What are dogs? DOGS, dogs.
Men.
No, see.
Sorry.
Oh, Allison. Actually, it's seals. It's because they
Oh,
bark.
I do love seals. Oh,
Yeah, okay.
okay. That makes sense.
Do you see how quickly that came out? All right, Terry Lynn, what is a bucket mouth?
I have no idea. Is it a fish?
It is. It's a massive sea bass. You know the big sea bass
Yeah.
that can be.
Okay,
Yeah.
once again, the kind of a broad, like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
She literally said fish, and it's like, oh yeah.
All right, Pat, I'll give you an easy one. What's a coffee grinder? These are fishing terms.
Coffee grinder.
He's made this one up.
No kidding.
I've never heard this one.
Listen to this.
Oh, a Popeil pocket fisherman.
No, when a line gets a bite and the reel spins wildly. You're not playing with me very well. All right. Oh,
Did you ever have the Popeil pocket fisherman?
I did.
Kylan,
Of course you did, Terry.
we're talking fishermen. Kylan, what is a
Ron
hitchhiker?
Popeil.
Okay, what's a hitchhiker, Kai?
Rest his soul.
I know.
Would those be things that get on the side of the boat and hang on?
Sort of. It's
Barnacles?
It's
Yeah,
something that holds on
barnacles
to
or-
another fish when you bring in a fish. Like,
That- okay,
like a
that-
rockbacks and a lingcod.
Once again, the girls get the easy grading.
All right, Pat. What's a cocktail? You should be able to do this one. What's a
That
cocktail?
is a cooler full of beer.
No. When fishermen use two or more baits on the same hooks at the same time, they make it a cocktail. Now
He's
you
giving me all the
okay?
hard
No,
ones.
no.
I
Okay.
will say I
What's a
think he
bird's
is.
nest, Pat? What's a bird's nest? You ever had a bird's nest when you go fishing?
No.
Really, when the spool it backs up on you and all the line comes up and makes a big bird's nest on the reel. You've never had that one?
No.
I'm gonna.
I've
have
never
to
even heard like Andy Griffith talk to Opie this
No.
way.
I know.
Ever. Like, hey,
All right, Pat, you got
That's a
one
really
of them.
good point,
No, maybe
Terry.
this was Allison that
they
got
were
this.
real
one.
fishermen.
Allison, what's a condo when it comes to fishing out at sea? A condo. You sort of had it.
Something
School of
overpriced.
fish.
Yeah.
No, she was sort of close with the seaweed.
A condo. I don't know.
It's
Something
a huge
overpriced.
float of kelp moving its way across the sea. And then, Kylan, I'm
Okay.
going to wrap this one up. What is boil when we're talking about fishing? What is boil or boiling?
You know, say.
You
I
don't
have
say.
no idea.
A disturbance on the surface level of the fish when a big fish chases after smaller fish. Anyway, we had to go nautical.
I think this whole segment you made up. I think that
Well, we worked real hard on the theme music.
Ahoy!
Matey?
Ahoy, matey. Ahoy. Get the
Captain,
bucket,
my captain,
baby.
Denny, that was great.
And forevermore,
Solid B+.
I will know that Allison thinks of men as dogs.
Well,
This whole segment needs to get sunk.
the ship is
How do you
sinking
really
and
feel,
it's sinking
Saul?
quick.
Yeah. Sail away.
All
Sail
right.
away.
Now Jeff and Fred, and we've got some calls coming up.
Jeff and Fred want to hear this. Tell you what, we'll take a little break here. We'll come back with your calls, 239-9393.
Once again, the facts and the fun stuff we do in the weeds comes from a gift that Terry Lynn gave me. It's called Uncle John's Truth Trivia in the Pursuit of Factiness.
The gift that keeps on
I
giving.
just love that book.
I'm so glad.
It's actually a bathroom book, but I keep it.
Okay.
Oh, that's what they're called. Dear John bathroom books.
Oh,
For real.
Denny should have his own line of bathroom books.
the unsponsored In the Weeds with Denny Smith.
Unsponsored. Now, come on.
Fred joins us on the program. Hi, Fred.
Good morning. I have a sump pump in my crawl space that exits on a slope in my yard, downhill towards a little valley between my yard and the neighbors. And I'm having trouble trying to get grass to grow there. And I'm just trying to get a good idea. I've searched the internet, but I don't think there's any sources as good as the two of you guys. So please help me.
Is there any chance you could bury that line till it gets out to the swale?
Possibly, but even then, I'm going to have dirt that I'm disturbing here on this slope that I'm ultimately concerned with trying to keep or make it grow.
If you get that much wash, it depends on how much wash there is. If you can dissipate it and spread it out instead of letting it come out 1.5 inches, which is the discharge pipe, if you can somehow spread it out like with a downspout, what do you call those things under the downspout?
Splash pan.
A splash pan.
Yeah.
If you can just divert the water out a lot so it goes over several feet instead of 1.5 inches.
Fred, is it running out on a pipe now, or is it just on the splash block?
No, it comes. There's a riser at the end of the pipe. It's about 15 feet out from the house, and there's a riser there with a little pop top thing.
Okay, so it's 4-inch corrugated pipe that's buried.
Yes.
And so it's coming out of there with such force. How big of an area are you having trouble growing grass in?
It's probably, say, 2 to 3 feet wide and 3 or 4 feet long.
Yeah.
You remember that white stone that Joe could not use because of his black sedum? Make a phone call to Joe and get his white stone, because I don't think he's going to get grass to grow there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys don't think a germination blanket or anything like that would do the job?
Here's your best hope would be using a straight turf-type tall fescue. Because if you can get it to germinate before it gets washed away, then I think it would hold up. It's extremely tough. Okay. But I think that's going to be your only. And the problem is with that outlet, the little pop-up, you have water coming out of that 360 degrees, so it's not like you can push it off to one side. So it's just kind of right there. I'd even say, put a splash pan right there, but where do you put it? It's coming out all around that, So if you could, like I say, ideally you would continue that trench and find a place for it to exit where it's supposed to be. But I'm sure the elevation doesn't lend itself to that.
Right. Trying to end up with something that doesn't look unattractive as far as the neighbor's yard and mine both are concerned.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
right.
Guys, I appreciate your time.
Good luck to you, Fred.
That's a problem. You get too much water, you're not going to get anything to grow.
Yeah. But you would think he would be able to get it established, and then it would be fine. Wouldn't you? Jeff joins us on the program. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, love the show, guys.
Well, thank you.
Wanted to talk to you or ask you a question about thistle. I just bought my house back in November, and this spring noticed that I had some thistle coming up in the landscaping, which is mulched, and which that is no problem. I can spray it in the mulch with Roundup and kill it, but it's starting to creep out into the yard, and I can't really spray it in the yard with Roundup because it kills all the grass. Didn't know if you had anything else that you recommended that I could spray on those individual plants growing out there to stop that from growing in the yard?
I would. Here's the thing about thistle, is it's not that it's hard to kill. It's just that it keeps continuing to come back and come back and come back, so it wears you out. But I would tell you, I had a really thick thistle. I'm going to say we had a really thick thistle. Thistle.
Spit it out, Barney.
Patch. And I say we because I want my wife to take some responsibility for it. But finally, one year, I decided I would go out each week. Once a week, I went out and sprayed. I just had a Roundup spot, and most of mine was in the mulch. And then I finally got it, and it's completely gone. So I don't think it's so much the type of weed killer. So what I would get, if you want the very best, I would get Speed Zone or Weed Free Zone, and that has Trimec in it. So it's got 4 different weed killers in it, including carfenazine, which does really good on hard to kill weeds. But I think it's really going out every week and spot treating it.
I can do that, but that won't kill the grass.
No, not
Okay.
weed. That is a selective weed killer.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, thank you. And I wanted to tell Allison, I don't know what they pay you, Allison, but it's not enough to put up with those dogs.
Oh, thank you so
true.
much. Oh, that
Hang
means
up
a lot.
on this guy.
So true. So true.
You're one of the good ones.
Yep. 239-9393. Denny, are you ready to sing?
Yes.
All right.
With a kolache in your mouth.
Joining us is Fulton on a very special birthday.
Happy
birthday,
birthday!
Fulton.
Thank you.
How many is it?
25.
It's 25.
Wow,
gosh.
it's a big one.
All right. Are you ready for your song, Fulton?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Birthday. It's your birthday. For 25 years, it's been your birthday. It's been on hot days and cold days and rain but never snow. How many birthdays I don't think we'll ever know, but birthday. Happy, happy birthday. Fulton, I'm dancing. And happy birthday to you. Ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, boop. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
I hope you have a...
Gonna go have a birthday party today and going to see Earth, Wind, and Fire in Chicago.
Oh,
So
you're
fun.
They're in town?
He's going to go to Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. Or is it Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire together?
Oh.
They actually play
great
together.
question.
I went with Allison. I thought he was going to Chicago.
No.
Are they here in town?
Yeah, they're in Novisville tonight, so.
Oh, perfect.
Probably one of the best shows we ever saw was Chicago with Earth, Wind, and Fire. At one point, there was 19 musicians when they play together.
Wow.
And it was great because it was like you have the stiff white guys that can only go back and forth, and then you have the black guys, and it was almost like movie Stripes, like black guys help out the white guys and show them how to move. It is such an entertaining. You'll have a great time,
have so
Fulton.
much fun, Fulton.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Do you remember your 25th?
Yeah, I was knee deep in diapers.
Boy.
25. I would have had Jenny would have been born.
Because you had babies. You weren't
babies.
in diapers.
I had a
right.
1-year-old, and we had just moved into a new home, and he felt, you know how they have the opening for the fireplace before they get the fireplace all put up?
Yeah.
He fell through the hole on my birthday. And I thought my wife, you're supposed to be watching the baby. The baby fell, but he fell down into pea gravel about 1.5 feet.
So this was a house you were building?
It was a house I was building.
And you were just there looking at it or something?
We were there on my birthday, and he walked over to the opening and plop, went right through that opening.
Whoops.
And that's close to what I said.
Dude, I know the time Jenny, our second oldest, one time I lost her. Beth was not, and I lost her in the house, and I had been in the crawl space. I looked, and we had a hatch that from inside the house, and she's just staring up at me
Like,
down in the
Dad,
crawl
did
space.
you forget me?
It's like,
I don't know, you know.
all right, don't tell your mother.
Yeah, my
That's all I
mother,
can say.
his mother already knew.
All right, hour number 2 is coming up. Jump on board, and we're going to be here till 1 o'clock today. There you go. 239-9393 WIBC. Hour number 2 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. We're going to be here till 1 o'clock. And then we have, after 1 o'clock, it's NASCAR Live.
Oh, it's almost 2 o'clock.
Oh, are we carrying NASCAR today?
No.
That's tomorrow.
We have Abdul.
But there's an Xfinity race today.
Tomorrow's Indy car on the station.
Yeah. We carry IndyCar. They're in Toronto.
Oh.
Abdul, yes.
Abdul's coming? All right.
I think this is living proof that none of us read the emails.
Well,
from
I was
Matt
trying to
Hibble.
find the email.
Sorry, Matt. All right, Saturday, Home and Garden and Studio. Come Sunday, we have the IndyCar race from Toronto, while the fan airs Brickyard 400.
And that's tomorrow.
Right. IndyCar starts at 1 on Sunday. Race goes until around 4. Then Pete the Planner, and we'll have time shift Fox News Sunday to 5 o'clock.
So if you're after NASCAR, you want to be over on the fan, which is 107.5 or 93.5.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
How about that?
And Matt goes on to say, that's it. Should be a nice weekend, so I hope you get out and enjoy it. Let me know what you need, and thanks for all the Matt.Hiblin is his email. Oh, I'm sorry. At urbanone.com. You know, when everybody says, I want to talk to the program director, I always give him Matt's number because I don't think David would read him.
I give everyone Dick Crumb's email. Yeah.
They'll get a return at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
That's when Dick does all this.
So when we were in Atlanta, you know, we woke up to the big
We went to Atlanta to the big show.
to the market, to the America's Mart. And the big and then we woke up to the news that there was the CrowdStrike. Is that the company that
yes, Microsoft.
Yeah.
I can't believe, thinking about that, I can't believe you're here.
Well, we were booked on Southwest.
So they weren't affected.
Okay.
But you got to remember, Atlanta is a huge hub for Delta. Mm-hmm. So what should have been a very, nobody on our flight because our flight was leaving at 8:55 was packed.
Oh, because everyone had to switch their flights.
Yeah, people had been waiting since 9 o'clock in the morning.
They said that when I read what Bloomberg put down, it is the worst event that we've ever had with this type of thing. In virtually every industry, from retail to banking, real estate, believe it or not, hospitals, manufacturing, it was the worst internet interruption. And it really wasn't the database. The database was sound. It was Microsoft got the transmission from all of our computers to that database that was screwed up. And
they said there was just one line of code that had a mistake in it.
That's it. That's all it takes.
Which I think is concerning.
How vulnerable we must be.
Yes.
We are.
I mean, this was global.
And the thing
one
really,
typo away from the world shutting down.
This is inexcusable from Microsoft and CloudStrike. Somebody should have tested that remotely before they put it in. And I don't know why these dumb butts don't do that. I was a programmer once, and I wouldn't dare put it on.
Wait, excuse me.
What?
You were a computer programmer?
Yes, sir.
I thought you were a plumber.
I was a mainframe
administrator,
too.
guy.
I worked on AIX, the big mainframes. Yes.
When? What's this?
The plumbing company. We had a deal with IBM, and they supplied us with a computer, and I did some programming and maintained it so that we could do dispatching from our computers.
He rebooted his office computer.
He really did. They came in. He said start.
Do you know? Okay, here's some more neat stuff. Okay.
He just unplugged it and plugged it back in.
All right. You know the dear Jane Marie McAllister Smith, my wife.
Your wife, yeah.
She was a school teacher. She was a Spanish teacher. I made her into an accountant. IBM partnered with a company called San Diego Software, and Jane worked on. I want to finish.
But we're friends. Hold on, this is important. We're friends, right? You may want to rethink what you just said.
What?
Because you just said I made my wife into an accountant.
Well,
your wife made herself into an accountant.
All right, let me finish the story there,
ahead.
Genius. Anyway.
First of all, I'm applauding you, Pat, for picking that out.
Thank you very much.
Dumber than a bag of hammers, but he can pick me apart. Anyway.
He's trying to help. He's trying to help.
Helping.
I'm helping you.
Helping.
All right. So
all
Jane
men are dogs.
partners with
really
Jane
are.
is the bench for IBM and San Diego Software, and they developed the first word processor in America. My wife
Was it the Wang?
No, I was the Wang.
Can you say that?
She was the Wing.
It was called the Wang.
The two of us were known as the
I
Wing
learned on the
Wang.
Wang.
Okay.
I don't even know what that
on
means, but it's
the
just
Wang.
so funny.
All
Well,
right.
it was funny when I was learning on the Wang.
I'm just telling you, my wife and I were computer people.
Okay, now I want you to take your phone out and tell me what Jane Marie said.
Oh, just
Jane Marie McAllister.
that's enough.
Smith.
That's all she said. That's enough.
See,
Okay.
She knows.
Thank you, honey. I love you too.
We all love
I was
you,
trying to
Jay
let her
Ray.
know that I remembered.
And I was trying to
Help.
keep you from. I was trying to help. Is right.
Yes.
Exactly what I was trying to do. Mike joins us on the program. Hey, Mike.
I made her my account. How about that? I made her my account.
You didn't make
You
her
didn't make her.
squat.
Don't use
You didn't
make.
make her squat.
Don't use make.
She made herself.
I asked her to be my accountant after I asked her to be my wife. How's
Okay,
that?
that's better,
Well, I
but
guess.
still on the border.
Dang.
Well, he's on the right
This
path
is
now.
hard stuff.
Yeah. My wife decided that she was interested in accounting and asked that maybe she could help out in the family business.
Oh no,
That's
I
how you
bullied
do
her.
it.
I bullied her into it.
you're-
No, who wants to
No,
become an
stop
accountant?
talking.
You exactly. Stop talking. Mike joins us on the
That's the only
program.
way
Hi,
we're going to
Mike.
get paid.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
I love listening to you guys and ladies too.
Oh,
Very-
you
very funny
saved that one,
program.
Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got a question for you. About 6 years ago, my wife and I had moved. We downsized, and one of the things we wanted to do right away was to put in a white vinyl fence, and we did that. We had a company come out and do it, and one of the obstacles was a silver maple tree, and the silver maple tree was kind of like just to the side of where the fence is going to go, but they couldn't make it straight unless they cut into the tree a little bit, which they did 6 years ago.
Okay.
Well, the tree has grown, and it's probably at least a foot in diameter, maybe a little more. I never measured it. But it's really, really pushing on the vinyl fence. I mean, it's like distorting it greatly. My question is, can I can remove the fence there long enough to, I hope, cut into the tree with, a chainsaw or an axe or a hatchet or something. Am I going to really, really hurt that tree? I mean, I'm not doing it because I don't like the tree. I'm doing it because my fence is so stressed. I mean, it's ready to pop.
I'm sorry I'm laughing at you. And this
Yeah.
is a silver maple?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
So, to answer your question, yes,
You're really
you would be
sorry.
hurting the tree because you can't just take off, cut
make
into
a
the
big
cambium
shark
layer.
Shark
with-
bite out of it.
Yeah, without hurting it.
I think it was
Probably short-sighted on the fence company who initially cut the tree assuming that it would stop growing, because we know that trees will grow. So ultimately, you really need to
Move the fence.
move the fence, or just have a little cutout that
Yeah,
goes
like a- kinda
around.
like a-
put in
An
another
indenture.
fence post. Just, cut it out and let the tree be itself, but put another fence post so that the rails can go up to it and stop, and it won't affect the tree. But
I know you don't want to hear that, but when you go lopping into the tree, you might as well just. I mean, will it live? Yeah. Will it?
silver
it might
maple
buy
can
you some
survive
time,
anything.
but
yeah. We'll find silver maples after the next
Yeah.
apocalypse, but I'm just sorry.
Yeah, well, it's not the tree of choice. It just happened to be
No,
there.
but it
And
provides
it is a
shade.
pretty tree.
Yeah.
It does a good job. But yeah, okay. Well, if I, like I say, they cut into it with an axe, and they did a great job. But it's 6 years later, and it's just exceeding its capacity. So
Put in another fence
and
post.
if I can't move, I can't put another piece of fence or post in there because it would be in my neighbor's yard, and I wouldn't want to do that.
You could come towards your property and deadhead it, and then from the other side, deadhead back into your side. But
I
it'd
see what you're
be a
saying.
little L-shaped on both sides. But
Yeah. Okay.
sorry, buddy.
But I'm not really. It's not going to do the tree any good if I do chop on it.
That's correct.
It might be able to survive it depending on how much you do.
It's a
but
silver maple.
It'll survive. It'll look like hell, Mike, but
My thinking is just that you'll be in the same place in another 5 or 6 years.
probably so. This is Mike. This happens all the time on tree houses. that where they build the floors right up to the tree trunk, and then they have to keep cutting them back because the tree keeps growing.
12-year-old boys don't have great construction knowledge.
Mike, you're older than 12, aren't you?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, buddy. You got some work ahead of you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.
Keep up the good work, everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling.
That's just another dog there on the phone.
No, I don't think he's a dog.
No,
I
our
think he's a
listeners aren't
thoughtful
dogs.
human being that cares about the planet.
Ron joins us on the program. Hi, Ron.
I bet Ron's a dog.
Good morning, guys. My wife and I are out here in the back by our koi pond, and we got a decadence lemon bush that we're trying to either move or get a start off of it and put it somewhere else. We've trimmed on it, and I've taken a branch and stuck it in some Miracle-Gro starter to see if I can get it to root. Any other suggestions?
Is it a bush or a tree?
It's a bush. It's about 36 inches in diameter and about 36 inches high. It gets little yellow, bright yellow petals or blossoms on it in the springtime.
So this is not a fruiting lemon bush.
No.
It's just an ornamental.
I got the tag here. It's called decorative lemon bush.
And what does it say? What zone?
Yeah, we've had we lived here about 8 years, and we put it 49. 429.
4 to 9. So yeah, that's a hardy plant, obviously. So you want to take a start from it? Yeah.
I didn't know.
So
it's getting too big for the area it's in.
Gotcha.
So I didn't know if we could just take like a spade shovel and take a chunk, dig it.
So what I would do is, if you could move, the best thing to do would be to move what's there. I think you'll have a hard time starting it. And if you would wait until fall after the first freeze, and then when it's dormant, go ahead and dig it up, and then you can root trim it, because once they're dormant, it doesn't, you won't have the shock problem, and then move it and then trim. Then you can also cut it all the way back at that point.
Okay.
But I think that's the best. I think trying to start it, it'd be like trying to start, from a cypress tree. Very hard.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Enjoy the show.
All right. Thanks.
Sully, do you realize how good you are? I don't know. You're better than any master gardener I've ever known. Yeah, even Dick would have given a different answer to that. You are really, really good at this.
Oh,
I mean it. I mean, you may be a dog in Allison's eyes, but I think you're.
You know what? You're in trouble with your wife now. And now you're trying to.
She just said, "Stop talking."
Does she say that at home? Does she text it to you at home, or does she actually say it to your face?
Oh no, she's not bashful.
She lets you have it.
She's a Phi Beta Kappa spokesman.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing about Wang.
Well, Wang and Wing.
That's what I learned on.
Dr. Wang worked for IBM, and then he went out on his own, made Wang computers.
Huh. Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at the time. 239-9393. When we come back, we have our regular segment, Jokes with Brad. 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Welcome back.
Well, hi.
All right,
this segment, we're going to focus on Terry Stacy.
No, not now.
Thank goodness.
Not now.
I tell you
It's
what.
about time.
My phone blew up over there.
What? You have a bag of thongs over there.
That's right.
No.
Thong crafts.
Flip-flops.
I know.
I know them as thongs.
When we were kids, they were thongs.
Can I tell you?
Now, when you say thongs to your grandkids,
Allison's got something here.
Yep.
I was going to say, when I was 10 years old, I will never forget this. It was the summer, and my grandma picked me up. We were going to go to lunch. She's like, "Are you sure you want to wear thongs?" And I looked at her, and I was like, "What did you say?" I was so mortified, and it probably took about 1 minute for us to figure out what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just want to know how
flip-flops.
But how something that was so ingrained in our society of thongs,
right?
How did women's underwear just push them off?
Listen, Jimmy Buffett says, "I blew out my flip-flop." He didn't say I blew out my thong.
Well,
he said I blew out my flip-flop.
Or maybe was it just regional? Could it have been just because they were thongs? That's what.
I don't know if they were regional. No, I don't. I think that they were thongs.
Wasting away in Margaritaville. He
And then
says,
all
I
of a
blew up
sudden-
my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top.
There clearly was a hard switch where all of a sudden it's
There was.
flip-flops.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It's probably the generation after us that said, "Well, no, we don't like it," and now we're going to
guess,
create
but
these
man, we're gonna-
extremely uncomfortable
Uncomfortable.
underpants for women and men.
Well, men are just as stupid. Golly.
I've never met one female that says, "I love thongs."
Yeah, that is
I
true.
love wearing them.
Are you from Rio de
If you're
Janeiro?
wearing them, you're wearing them for the other person.
So, and you know, my company never quite got off the ground for my cleaning company called Thong Bright.
Oh,
I thought you were going to
Was
say
that a
thing
thong
of thong.
cleaner?
Yeah,
For your
Just
it's
called
your
thong.
not the flip flop thongs, the other kind of thongs.
Thong Bright.
And it was called Thong Bright.
It was like
Yeah.
a floss.
Yeah,
Just
like
just
a-
a
Boy,
just a
floss.
special
Just
detergent.
killing me. Kylan says, I have missed all of this. Yeah, she's back here after 9-10 weeks. Okay.
Brad joins us on the program. Hi, Brad.
Good.
Hope you
Good
get-
morning. That's a hard one to follow. But, this is the stupidest joke I've ever told. And then I had two quick things about Paris. But where does the Lone Ranger take his trash?
Where does the Lone Ranger take his trash?
To the dump. To the dump.
To the dump.
Yeah,
I
yes.
told you that was the stupidest one.
Pretty good.
I think
It's an oldie but a
my
goodie.
I think my 6-year-old grandson told me that one.
I love that one.
The last week on the speed round, I was telling you about the woman. It was either at the Louvre or the Eiffel Tower. Anyway, a big bathroom with a bunch of guys in there. That woman, when I said the woman goes in and cleans behind you, she goes in and cleans while you're doing your business. That's what I was going to say. I mean, it freaked me out. Here comes this young lady, and
Standing or
I guess
sitting, Brad? This is important. Standing or sitting?
The standing.
Okay.
Walking. Yeah, and then the
She
other
was just
thing
checking you out, Brad. She's French.
No, she was cleaning.
They cleaning, yeah. She was a cleaning person. I think we're supposed to give her tips or something.
Yes, you are.
But the other part was we took a train from Paris to Switzerland. In the train, there was a little, can't believe it, you can't make this stuff up, a little French poodle named Fifi that smelled our luggage, and I don't know if they were sniffing for drugs or sniffing for bugs.
They were sniffing for thongs. They wanted to make sure, Brad, that you didn't have a thong.
The dog's name is
So then
Fifi.
we get to Switzerland, and I knew a family that owned a guest house there, but I didn't think to call them to pick us up. So we waited at the thing all night, and the Swiss police detained us and took our information because there had been a train robbery that night. And when it was all said and done, the owner of the guest house that I actually knew said, "Why didn't you just call me and let me come pick you up?" But my dad said, "I have never been searched in my life. They took his passport. He was scared half to death." But yeah, that's an experience I had in Europe about 30 years ago.
Man, oh man.
And all because
it
he
was
was wearing a
exciting.
thong in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely different then. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks.
Man.
Great checking in with you. 239-9393. What should we do? I'm sorry.
Let's go talk to George.
Let's talk to George. All right. Joining us on the program is George Faber from B Window. George, sorry you had to follow that one.
Follow that one, George.
Well, great conversation about thongs.
Yeah. Well, you know. Did you have a pair of thongs when you were a kid?
No, they didn't make them that big.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
They
I bet.
probably didn't.
What size shoe do you have, George?
I wear a 14.
Oh my gosh, those
Wow.
are skis. Those aren't feet.
Oh.
Size 14? That's the biggest one I've ever.
Well, he's a very large basketball
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
For Purdue University, I might add.
All the players have big feet. Let's just be
That's
real.
right. Big people have big feet.
To hold them up.
Did you call them thongs or did you call them flip-flops, George?
I call them flip-flops, Denny.
Me too.
Here.
All right.
You're both lying.
No, we're not.
George, what's going on at B Window this week?
You know, Pat, we are celebrating here at B Window. Pam and I decided we were going to transfer our ownership, all of our stock, to our employees. So we transferred our stock to 100 employees that we have in the company who are now owners of B Window. And for all of our windows that we're installing, doors, siding, our dream rooms to screen rooms where we're closing in screen porches, and our baths. Now, everyone you talk to on the phone or is in your house is a stockholder of B Window, and we are really excited about that.
So it's kind of like you're having the owner out.
Absolutely. We're, for years, Pam and I have given every customer, all 80,000 that we've worked for in 40 years, we've given every customer our cell phone in case there's any kind of issue that someone's not happy with. And Pam and I are going to continue on, and everyone will continue to have our cell phones. So if there's any issue that someone has that they don't feel is getting solved, they can call us, and we'll make sure it gets taken care of. And to celebrate all this, what we're doing is we're offering 18 months, no payments, no down payment, no interest for 18 months. And so with projects that people are looking at doing, we've got some fantastic financing that doesn't cost you any money.
That's amazing, because I know that's certainly costing you more because of the interest rates that are currently available.
Well, we know that a lot of times people have multiple projects and that they're thinking about doing and or other expenses, and so if they can delay that for 18 months, it'll help them to be able to afford to do the project. So we're excited about that, and we're celebrating.
All right. Well, congratulations to you and Pam, and also to your new employee owners of B Window. The number 800-233-0169. That's 800-233-0169. Set up an appointment, and it'll lock you in for 18 months, no interest financing. George, thank you very much. It's bwindow.com. Saturday's Home and Garden program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Yeah, he says flip-flops because I flew off my thong. It didn't rhyme.
You blew off your thong?
Yeah.
I blew off my flip-flop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, I want to mention that today is the 58th annual Redbud 400. It is at Anderson Speedway. Tickets $20. You got to get up there. The pits are already open. They open at 10 a.m. Drivers meeting, practice sessions begin at 1:30, 2:15, 2:45, 3:30, and then the front gates open for sure at 4 o'clock. So it's going to be a great race, Pat.
It is, and a great day. Weather looks great.
Oh, yeah.
That forecast hasn't really moved because we started watching it 10 days out because of our event tonight evening in the garden, and it really hasn't moved.
It should be a beautiful summer night.
There you go. Paul joins us on the program. Hi, Paul.
Hi, good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Good. This is actually the first time that I've ever heard your show. I listen to WIBC all the time, and I was sitting in a Kroger parking lot, and I tuned in, and I was like, this is a very nice, stress-free program there where you guys just talk about whatever.
Oh,
that's it.
Yeah, so it's very refreshing. But I will say this, because I do listen to radio a lot, I'm glad that I listened to the full last hour, because if I were to piece together 15 and 20 second parts of this last hour conversation about thongs,
I know.
Yeah.
We need to reset. That was a good lesson for us. This
It
is.
is. You have to fill in the blank for the listeners.
You're
right?
trying to remind each other that.
Our panel. You know, you're like the panel that kind of gives us feedback, and that's what we need to remember, that we need to reset.
Paul, you have a very good radio voice.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Actually, you are not the first person that told me that, and it's amazing that you say that, and it's amazing that other people say that, is because I stuttered for 25 years, severely.
Oh my gosh!
To the tune where I couldn't even answer the telephone.
Wow.
Paul, your name is also Paul Gold. Was that right?
Gold as in silver.
See, that's a good radio name.
Paul Gold.
Paul Gold.
Maybe
Middays
you don't
with
need to
Paul
give me a
Gold.
job.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing that you've come this where you are today. When you said it wasn't you had a stuttering issue, and we would never know that.
Well, I'm glad that you found our show. I mean, it's one of the newer shows on WIBC, just at 30 years. But
and I wanted to say, when I first turned in, you guys or tuned in, and you guys were talking about thongs. You were talking about the number of thongs, the size of thongs,
Right.
the respect or no respect of thongs.
Sure.
And I thought you were talking about thongs.
Right.
And so while I was on hold, I texted my wife and I said, I'm going to be on the radio, I think, because I want to talk about actually my peach tree and my tomatoes.
It's not nearly as fun as thongs.
You're missing it, Paul.
Right.
You were right there, and you backed off.
I know. But just let me just say this. So when I was on the phone, or on hold, I was thinking about the scene in the movie Rockstar where Jennifer Aniston plays the manager of Mark Wahlberg, who was a cover band singer. And so she's stuck in the elevator of all of these women that are wanting to be groupies, and they said, there's nothing more that gives respect than a thong. And Jennifer Aniston says, yeah, you're right. There's nothing more than having something, a piece of Lycra.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Woo! Wow, it's getting hot in here.
I thought you were going to tell me that the person that said it had a lift. Certainly, that's true. That's what I thought you were going to say, Paul.
So you got a peach tree there, Paul.
Yeah. The ladies want us to move on to gardening.
It's funny, we go right to peach.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
You're tying it together.
I see what you're saying there. Paul,
you guys,
go ahead.
You guys caused this.
I know it.
Saying.
I understand.
You guys caused this.
Oh, we do.
I do.
And I almost think that it was deliberate.
Of course.
Maybe.
No.
We're not that
It
smart.
was pretty haphazard, Paul.
Yeah.
There's no plan.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, listen just a little bit more, and you'll know that's not true. There's nothing deliberate.
20 years of this, Paulie.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Oh, he's going to have to wait.
He's
Let
got
the
a
guy
problem
ask
with
the
the
question about
tree.
his peach tree.
Remember?
He didn't have it.
He did. He's got a problem with the. He does.
Yes. Yes,
All right.
I do.
Buy your peaches
All
at
right.
Kroger.
Tomatoes.
If you're standing at the parking lot of the grocery store, go back in and buy your peaches, because you're not going to get good peaches off your tree.
Wow, look at you, Mr.
I was
Negative.
trying to help him.
You don't even know
Why
what
don't
the
you
problem
just
is
shut
yet.
your trap for a second and let the poor man speak?
All right.
All right.
Our next
So,
caller is Paul.
I have a tree in my backyard, and I moved into my home 3 years ago. And this tree in my backyard, which I didn't know what it was, started producing this green fruit that started falling on the ground, and I didn't know what it was. And so they never changed any color. Well, it changed slightly a color from a green to a slight yellow. And so I bit into one. I'm like, this tastes like a peach, but it's not really looking like a peach. So then the next year, that tree yielded no fruit at all. And then now this year, it's loaded down with the same green-looking, I guess, a peach fruit, but it's really having to struggle with turning a peach color, yellow or orange. And so I don't know what kind of tree I'm dealing with, or what I should do with it.
Okay, Paul, we are right up against our break here, but Denny,
I would say put some of them in a paper bag so that it can create some ethylene gas to see if it will ripen. Underripe fruit might be able to do it, but it sounds like a pollination issue to me.
But it also sounds, I mean, if you're not doing all the spraying and stuff, it's going to be hard to get good fruit.
peaches,
but it's like, if that's really what it is.
Maybe it's not a peach.
Maybe it's a what's the balls that fall?
The what balls that fall?
Crab apple?
Small balls?
Yeah, it could be a crab. It could be, I mean, think about it. We don't even know that it's a peach tree.
You know what? We didn't ask what size of balls they were.
That's right.
You can't ask a guy that type of question.
About this tree, Denny. About the peach size, what size it is.
I think if we don't get a break, we're all going to get yelled at.
Maybe it's like a green apple.
239-9393. Coming right back with more 93 WIBC. Saturday's Home and Garden program brought you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the program is John. Hello, John.
Hi, this is John. Hey, love your show. Thanks for taking my call. I've got a really an issue. I put down Grub-X earlier in my yard to get rid of the grubs and to get rid of the moles that I had, but I think they've gravitated towards my beds, my mulch beds, because every day when I go out there, there's like rooting and they're dug up and they're tore up all to heck. Is there something I can do if they've gone to my beds around my foundation and I'm at a real loss? So
here's the thing. 2/3 of the diet of a mole is earthworms. So getting rid of grubs does nothing to, as I always say, it just makes them work harder. And they also tend to, any place where the soil is softer and has been disturbed, they'll go there first. Not that they can go all through your lawn, obviously. But so the best thing to do, I would say the most popular, the most effective thing that people use for moles is a talprid worm. So you just drop them. If you know what you do is try to find an active run, and you can put your foot on the runs in a couple different spots and mark them, and then wait 24 hours and see which one's pushed back up. Or you maybe don't even have to wait 24 hours. It might be an hour, and you go back and it's pushed up. Then you have an active run, and that's where you want to bait it. And that generally will take care of them. And you don't have as many moles as what you might think. On average, they say there's 1 to 2 moles per half acre, I think, something like that. So it's not as many as you think. They just do a lot of damage. They can actually dig a 90-foot tunnel in one day.
Thanks, Pat. What's odd about this is it looks like something's rooting in my beds. There's like cylindrical holes everywhere. The mulch is disrupted. It's not just a tunnel.
Those are okay. I was just about to ask you. Jane and I were walking at the park, and we saw a small red squirrel digging exactly what you just described. And I don't know if they're going for roots or for something they think they planted there, but it was a small red squirrel, which is sort of halfway between a chipmunk and a regular squirrel.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty big area that they've torn up. It just looks like an army's attacking my beds.
So is it possible that it's like raccoons or something and going for grubs in the bed?
Maybe.
I've seen raccoon leftovers, if you will, around my maple tree and around the yard, yeah.
So it looks like they're after a food source if they're pulling all the mulch back.
Is there any kind of repellent I could put down? I mean, they're not bothering my plants. But I'm looking to something to repel them away from my deck and my beds. And
you can get just a granular. I like one called Critter Ritter, and you can either get that in granular or liquid. I think if I was doing a larger area, I would just use the granular and do a perimeter treatment.
Okay.
If it's a specific plant that somebody was trying to, if animal was chewing on, then I would actually spray that plant. But in your case, I think I would just get Critter Ritter and get the granular form.
Sounds great. Hey, just a quick one. Today I listen to your show every day while I'm doing yard work. Today you had me at thongs. and funny because the last caller was a huge stutter. I stuttered all my life. I went into teaching, and I taught industrial arts, and I had one of your employees, PJ Sylvester, in my class. So I always saw him in the shop and miss him dearly. But just a small tidbit, and I'll let you go. But you guys did a great job. I appreciate your time and efforts.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
That's great.
239-9393, PJ.
Yeah.
We had a caller call in about Paul and his problem trying to identify the peach tree, insert whatever. And Bob called in saying that if you use the Seek app by iNaturalist,
Bob's a liar.
then maybe it'll help you discover what
Way
it is.
to go,
What is this
Bob.
app called?
No, that's true.
Seek.
What is it called?
Seek, S-E-E-K,
Okay.
by iNaturalist.
And there's a bunch of
Maybe.
those kind of apps.
Identifiers
There
with
are.
bugs and
Yeah.
everything.
I was going to ask him
Fun.
about what the leaf of the cherry tree looked like. It was a sawtooth because Terry and I both thought it might
mean
be
a
a
peach?
pawpaw. No,
You said cherry.
Oh, I'm sorry, peach. That's right. They
Ooh, I do
peach and
love cherry
cherry,
tree.
peach, cherry, and apple all have sawteeth on their.
I was
going to
ask him
Could be a pawpaw.
how
I
big the
think it is a
tree
pawpaw.
was because I thought maybe it was a tomato.
Terry said she'd
Plant.
come over and take care of the harvest if it's pawpaws. She
sure
loves
will.
them.
I'll take the
my
tomatoes if
gosh,
it's
I
a
love
tomato.
All right.
Okay.
We should have asked him about cucumbers.
We should do a show from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Take
good
it on the
idea.
road.
John JMV, he goes to all the bars every Friday.
I think we should go
We
to
could
people
go to
who
a
need help
garden.
with their gardens.
Go to a garden every Saturday.
I would
love
love
that.
that. I mean, I really mean it. We should be
Call
out
it the
there
Road Show.
at the house.
Sponsored by,
Yeah.
we can get one of the
Your name here.
Scots or somebody like that.
Big green egg. Then
Big
they
green
can come
egg.
and they could cook out.
Yeah, make that happen, will you?
I will.
All right, hour number 3 is coming up right here on 90.
It's so easy over the years.
93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Hour number 3 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. By gosh, Michaelis is there to help you out.
That's right.
So that Sasha thing really fell flat.
Well,
I thought we had
She's
told
not
her.
used to the
All right.
world of Pat Sullivan, where we've all learned that your top of mind awareness when the mind goes hot, it's what you're going to be talking about. So, poor girl, you blindsided her.
Hey, what national day is it today? Anybody look it up?
I'll look it up for you.
All right.
What if it's
One
anything?
moment, please.
I was kind of hoping it's Margarita Day again.
I think
like-
it's just once a year.
Oh, it is not.
I
It's
feel
got
like
to
it's one
be.
day. I mean,
It's got to be
there's
like,
international. You got your national and
We
your
got-
international.
and then a local.
And then sometimes local.
Yeah.
So National Moon Day.
Like
landing
drop
on
your
the moon?
drawers.
Oh, speaking of thongs, wow. No. National Pennsylvania
Hey,
Day.
if you're driving by Monument Circle, look up.
National Lollipop Day.
Moon.
National Lollipop Day.
Fortune Cookie Day. I do love a good fortune cookie.
Me too.
I think that's also just an American thing. We just made it up. And then toss away the could haves and should haves day.
I coulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's a famous line, isn't it?
What? Say that again.
National toss away the could haves and should haves day.
Oh.
In short, don't go through life with regrets.
Hey,
Got
Kylie.
you. Oh,
So I
thank
bet
you.
there is National No Regret Day.
Created
National
by the author.
No
I bet
Regrets
that's
Day.
already there too.
Yeah.
Is created by the author and motivational speaker Martha J. Ross Rogers. This
She's a-
day is intended for
she's a
everyone to let
fraud.
go of the past
That
and
woman's
live
a
for the
fraud.
present.
Yeah.
Hey.
I saw that they've got a film coming out, if it's not already, about Miss Cleo. Does anybody remember Miss
No.
Cleo? Miss Cleo, the fortune teller that you would see advertised on television late at night.
Oh.
And Miss Cleo could,
Oh.
do you remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
She could tell your fortune. And that's when we had
call
3
in,
channels.
You call in
800.
like an
Yeah,
800
you
number.
call in an 800
Based in
number,
California.
and you could talk to Miss Cleo. And I believe that somebody's doing a document, or there's a documentary that's come out on Lifetime.
So
or
was she
It's
How many
premiering on
Miss
August
Cleos?
10th.
How many
August
Miss
10th.
Cleos were there?
Her rise and fall, a
just
lifetime.
one.
Just one?
What's wrong with you? Just one Miss
Well,
Cleo.
they couldn't handle the volume.
Allison, what does it say? The rise and fall?
Yeah, it's called. It's a Lifetime original movie. Miss Cleo, her rise and fall.
So was she a fraud?
We'll have to know. We don't know.
We
Truly.
don't know.
You'll have to
Have you ever
watch it.
had your palm read?
No, not my palm read.
I had my
No.
palm read once at an international festival.
And what did they say?
You have a very long, long life.
Yep.
No,
Long
did
life.
she say men are dogs?
No, I just knew that one inherently.
Okay.
If I did that, they'd say, you need to get your affairs in order.
Do you
They would
remember
say
we
you
used
need to
have-
rest her.
We had a lady from Broad Ripple that used to be on frequently on WIBC from here in town. Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember her name. It's gone now. But she was on, if anybody's been listening a long time, you remember the psychic that we had from Broad Ripple that used to come on all the time, mostly with Gary Todd in the mornings. And
way
she
back.
would tell, way back then. And she would tell you, she could see what was
'Cause
going to be coming up in your life.
Dave always
She
had
was also with
Marilyn,
the IMPD. Or
Marilyn
with MPD.
Isaacson. That was who Dave
That's
had
it.
on.
Marilyn
that is it?
Isaacs. That's
Oh.
her. Yeah. And she also, helped with finding lost animals and people. And
that stuff is so interesting.
It
is interesting.
Have you ever heard of remote viewing? Do you know what remote viewing is?
No.
It's when the people, and it started off as a military exercise and a complete division of the military, but they focus on one thing. They're given a couple.
Do they use dolphins?
No, they focus on a couple of targets, and then the team works together and draws pictures. And they're about
With their eyes closed?
They're about 65% off. Effective.
65%. That's not good a number.
That's 2/3 of the time.
Two-thirds.
Two-thirds. I'm sorry.
Listen,
dirty tree and a turd.
I actually use Marilyn Isaacs to pick all of our new store locations.
Well, she can
How does
do
that explain Cicero?
She said you wouldn't go up there. No, Cicero does very well. It's a good little hardware store.
It's a good little hardware store, but that
I sometimes forget about it, though. I do.
You got to go up there.
I don't think I've ever been in that store. Is it like
we did a remote from
It's like a small town hardware.
right there in the middle heart of town?
Yep.
Yeah, with a garden center.
Yeah. A little tiny garden center.
I've never been there. Why don't we do a remote there? Is there room for us?
Oh yeah,
we used to sit out on the sidewalk.
On the sidewalk.
Well, surely they've got like a sidewalk sale day
During
or something
Cicero
coming up.
days.
We were there. That's right. We were there around the 4th of July when they had the golf cart parade.
The golf cart parade.
Oh,
that
that's
was
cute.
really
That's
cool.
super fun.
That was really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we should have more of those golf cart parades. Anyway, that's it for me in the corner. Getting ready for Craft Corner. We have a new sponsor. Wow!
Wow, who is it?
Thongs
It's
Are Us.
Kevin's Candles and Crafts in Greenfield, Indiana.
You have such a beautiful voice.
Thank you. I know I should write a jingle.
No,
you really
we should write him a jingle. But yes, thank you, Kevin's Candles and Crafts, for sponsoring our upcoming Craft Corner at 11:30.
And we hope you're not disappointed.
Whoa!
Because we're
Why
using
would they
thongs.
be
on
using
this
thongs
time. We're
today?
starting off the.
I tell you what, Kevin could come up with a candle for that one. I bet.
Jeff joins us on the program. Hi, Jeff.
Oh, I'm living the dream. Hi, Kylan, Allison, Terry, Danny, Pat.
Hi.
Hi.
Paul, welcome to the family. Eventually,
And we're so sorry.
you'll understand why Pat named the show, the Home and Garden Show and more.
It's right.
But I can be
A lot
honest,
of more.
I can't affirm what the more is, but it is working.
That's great.
But
that should
if
be
you-
an endorsement. That should be on
tagline.
when they sell the station's show. That should be the endorsement
Yeah.
at the bottom sign from Kevin.
Yeah.
Eventually, he'll learn that if he talks any longer, he's going to have to become a sponsor, because I think the only one that's outbeat him so far is, the genius. But I'm not sure.
Charles.
So I have a little thing about the, it changes so much when you get on the line. The thong thing. I lived down in Siesta Key in Florida in the mid '80s, early '80s, and we always called them thong.
That you
And I
put
think
on
what
your
happened-
feet.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then I think what happened, the hipsters changed that, because picture a thong, you're in your bare feet. I never saw anybody that could actually walk with socks on and a thong on. So you would be in your bare feet, right? And your feet were all exposed, but they were scantily clad, I might add. So I think the hipsters changed that when they started making new underwear for women and men, unfortunately.
I don't understand how a established, known term for our feet turned into something
I
that
don't
goes
either.
up somebody's rear
All I
end.
could find was around the 80s. That's when the vernacular changed. So something happened in the 80s.
just like, was there a meeting?
This could look
That's a
similar
thong.
to a thong, like the actual where you put your, slide your foot in.
I understand.
That could look like a thong.
I
of
understand
today.
that.
And somebody on a
However,
beach said, hey,
it seemed
is
like
cool.
the term belonged to footwear.
Right.
And I just don't know how it got hijacked by shoving it up.
I agree.
Jeff, do you know what a rooster tail is?
Well, I kind of do, unfortunately. But look, the scantily clad is where I'm going here. Your foot was very exposed. You could get a tan. I saw people that had tans on their feet because they had thongs on.
I get
and
it.
then the next thing you know, they come out with some kind of underwear
I know.
name a thong.
I think it's just taken a little bit of my childhood away and made it dirty.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking. Thus, and I'm trying to fight back with my new product called Thong Bright. So you can look for it. I'm pitching it to some of the bigger companies?
Jeff, a rooster tail is when you run with thongs in loose sand. The back of the thong catches the sand and throws it up behind you, and it's known as a rooster tail.
Is that did that come with Terry's book, Fishing Terms?
That was in their
Fishing
terms. Where did that come from?
Jesus.
Pat, you'll sell anything. Go ahead and go for the thong thing at the store, and it'll be another kit.
Thong bright.
Thong thing. It sounds like you've got a special problem with your ethith.
No.
Oh, thong thing.
Thong thing.
Thing a thong a
thong
thick.
bright.
Okay.
All right. See you, Jeff.
Have a great week.
All right.
Take care, buddy. It was sort of fun that he was coaching.
Procter & Gamble is a little interested, I will tell you that.
I thought it was interesting that Jeff was coaching a new listener, Paul. He says it grows on you. Thanks. That's from a veteran to a rookie here.
It's very funny.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
Stick with it.
I was trying to remember what Paul's gardening question was. Was his gardening?
It was about peaches, and I wanted to get to something with tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's not even sure what it was.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go with Greg here?
We better take a break.
Really?
Yeah, don't you look at your clock.
What do you want to do, Kylan?
Well, we're already on the topic of thongs, so we might as well get it out of the way.
Yep. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Pat. How's it guys? How you guys doing?
Good. Doing good.
So, it's funny, a story. My wife's little sister, she used to be an IU cheerleader, and she was telling her mother, of course, my mother-in-law, one day that, like, yeah, most of the cheerleaders wear thongs, and she was talking, obviously, about the underwear. And my mother-in-law said, I don't know how you girls can cheer and do all those maneuvers wearing those things.
The innocence of motherhood.
Of grandma.
I love
it. Oh, man.
Oh, that's
so
perfect.
Good. That's so good.
Thanks, Greg. All right.
Yeah.
Very funny.
There you go. We're coming right back. Our number 239-9393. Saturday's Home and Garden Program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. So what's coming up on Craft Corner today, ladies?
I like to call it thong art.
With ladies' underwear?
You'll just have to tune in.
Wow.
Thong art.
You know the other thing about thongs, it's a pair of thongs and a pair of thongs.
Yeah.
Remember the two we've talking about the footwear and the
Right.
Why do we call it a pair of underwear?
I don't
never
know.
understood that.
It's not a pair of shirt.
Well, you got two cheeks, I guess.
It's a pair of pants.
Pair of pants.
What,
Two legs.
Is it a pair of
But
thongs?
you have two arms, not a pair of shirt.
That's a good point.
We're just so confusing here in the country.
Yeah.
The way
we like
speak.
to keep things moving.
We do.
Who does the?
Spice it up.
Oh, it was the comedian that came to town.
Only about you've narrowed it down to 4,000.
Come on, 14,000 people, two shows. Nate.
Nate Barkitsky.
Yeah. Remember the Saturday Night Live skit he did all about the our weights and measures?
Yes.
And they were dressed as pilgrims.
He played George Washington, and they just got to America, and they were deciding on all of the important things that we would change for American culture, and it started with the weights.
That's right. And
And
2,000
metric system.
pounds we will call a ton. And someone goes, what will we call 1,000 pounds? Nothing.
And sir, what about slavery? That's not important. So if you haven't looked it up, go to YouTube and look up Nate Bargatze SNL. It's quite funny.
It is very funny.
It sounds funny.
SNL used to be funny.
I'll show it to you.
Okay.
We can just watch it now.
Well,
That'll kill a segment.
We
But let's talk to Tiffany Rose.
Oh, that's a beautiful
Tiffany
name.
Rose.
Oh, wait a minute.
Or Tiffany about her roses.
Oh, there we go.
Hi, Tiffany.
Good morning. Yes, I am Denny's friend with the hydrangea dilemma.
Oh, the
However,
one that cooked her hydrangeas with this white stone. Hey, Tiff.
Hey, but I am calling about my roses today. So I have 5 really nicely established plants, and for some reason, one of them has a poison ivy vine that has taken root in the center of that. So is there anything safe to use with that established rose bush that will get rid of the poison ivy?
Yes. What you'd want to do is if you would take you want to get some brush killer and get a small paintbrush, and all you have to do is paint that product on just a few leaves or stems, nowhere around the rose bush, and then it will actually kill the plant all the way through
It's
the
a
rose
systemic,
bush.
Tiff. It's a systemic, and the leaves just bring it right in, and it'll kill it quick.
And then I think what I would do is kill it, and then probably leave it there over the winter, and just let it. And then
But you're still going to get it if you try to pull it out.
Exactly. It'll degrade more. It'll become brittle, and then it'll be easier for you with gloves to pull it out of there in the spring as you trim back the roses in March.
Thank you so much.
Tiffany, I will tell you this. It gets into my cerocoxy. Of all the places... What now?
What is
his word of the day.
The poison ivy gets into different things.
What's a cerotoxy?
Cerocoxy.
That's a dinosaur.
All right, it gets into my...
I think you're right.
It gets into another plant, Tiffany. And what I do is I'll do what Pat just said, and then I let it start to dry, and then I just put on rubber gloves or vinyl gloves, and I start pulling it out. But you got to be really careful not to get it on your skin because it will still be pretty potent as a poison. What do you think?
Yes,
Pat?
and I so much as look at that, and I seem to get it. So,
Yep. Then stay away from it.
All right, kiddo. Good to hear from you.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, Tiffany. 239-9393. After the bottom of the hour, it's Craft Corner, but let's go ahead and get George in here before the break. Hi, George.
Good morning. I live in the bi-level, and the bottom level I have a half bath. And when I go in and turn the lights on, there's some tiny brown insects keep coming up out of the drain. What do you do about that?
I just wouldn't turn the lights on and just use a small flashlight. Thanks for the call.
Come on, you got to help him more than that.
It's scalding water, or is there a product
Go ahead,
you
Denny.
use?
You help.
I really don't know what.
So what are the bugs? Do you have any idea?
They're just tiny brown insects. As soon as you turn the light on, they make a dash for the drain.
Okay, what I would do is get a home pest control that can be used inside, and you can either get the standard one or you can get an organic one that's made from essential oils, peppermint oil, citronella oil, garlic, and then you can spray that around. I'm totally fine with the regular one, so I would get the Ortho home pest control, and I would spray it around the baseboards. I'd spray it around the drain, around the toilet
they're
rim,
coming out.
and anywhere all around there, and that should take care of it.
The only place I ever see them is in that basin in the sink.
Yeah, crazy, but they should be easy to get rid of.
Well, you let that Mr. Gold go away, the one with the radio voice.
Well, that was Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Paul Gold, yeah. You usually jokingly ask somebody to do your third hour. You ought to ask him.
George,
Pat's losing his
George,
edge.
you know what? You're absolutely right. I am slipping.
Yeah, and
as a natural.
Him and Sasha could do that together with her cooking show.
George, you know what?
George's got a sense of humor.
Hey, Allison.
Assistant producer.
I don't think
job
we need
available.
you. I don't think we need you anymore.
I was gonna say, step aside.
I think you just got replaced. Thanks, George. 239-9393.
Who says our listeners don't have a sense of humor?
Coming back with more Craft Corners coming up next, 93 WIBC. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, it is time for Craft Corner, brought to you by Kevin's Candles and Crafts in Greenfield, Indiana.
Thank you, Kevin.
Today,
Thank you.
a very special segment of Craft Corner. We turn to Terry Stacy and Allison Lemons and their thongs.
Thanks for joining us again on Craft Corner. We appreciate it. Tell your friends if you love crafting, if you have ideas, please share them with us, because now we've got a sponsor and we're in it. We are in it and we got to perform. I'll tell you what, this week, okay, so it's a patriotic time, am I right? It's a patriotic time because we're getting more patriotic. But next week, the Olympics start, right?
Oh,
okay.
that's
So the Olympics start. So we're looking at red, white, and blue themed type of things.
Team USA.
Team USA. And that's where we came across this beautiful door hanger that we're about to create, or maybe by your poolside or in your backyard, it's going to need thongs. We're going to create a thong wreath, if you will.
What I like to call them flip-flops.
Flip-flops, if you want to go that direction.
I don't think I mentioned that you can be watching us on Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah, that will help.
Home and Garden, Indiana.
That's right.
Home and Garden, Indiana.
Watching if you
Watch
are.
the replay. But we appreciate it. Thank you, Pat, for reminding us. What you're going to use are children's red, white, and blue thongs that you can find at the Dollar Tree for $1.25.
And they're cheaper now that 4th of July is over.
If you find them like in your Meijer or your big store, but they're still $1.25 at the Dollar Tree or one of your dollar stores if you can find them. I found them. And you're also going to need about how many pair, Allison?
I think 4 pairs.
Did I get 4?
You got maybe
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pairs.
6 pairs, and that equals 12 sandals total.
And then you're also going to need a piece of styrofoam, or you can get, which is solid, round styrofoam, if you envision this being a wreath, or you can use anything that you might use for a wreath.
Oh, yeah, they have the open circular ones, too, or those wire ones. Yeah. All at the dollar store.
How much was the foam? $1?
$1. $1.25.
Wow.
$1.25. And then you're also going to get, to be the center of your wreath, you're going to need some red, white, and blue artificial flowers, okay? So that they'll last if they're putting them on the door. And you don't have to mess with them. Get some of those, red, white, and blue, whatever flowers you like to choose. Okay. And then that's it. And then your glue gun. Basically,
you okay? Heimlich.
I'm good. I got some
emotional
about Kevin's candles and crafts. But you're going to now take those red, white, and blue thongs, flip-flops, and you're going to just place them in a circular pattern on your wreath.
Is there a trick to gluing these?
The truth is, yes, there's a trick, and that's just putting it on. You're going to put it on just like this, Allison. You're just going to put
on the sole
on the sole of the shoe.
Okay.
Just on the heel, and then you're just going to start stacking them around in a spiral way.
I like this.
Pat, are you watching it?
Yeah.
And how's it look?
It's looking good.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to move quickly now so we can get this all done for you guys. I already started it. Red, white, and blue all the way around with your thongs. This is perfect for poolside if you've got a fence to hang it on because it's very beachy. You're going to end with these fantastic actual flag, red, white, and blue patterned children's thongs that I found. Those are going to be your top layer.
Oh, Kimmy Winburn's watching.
Hi, Kimmy.
Dana is watching. Says
Dana.
She's here.
Dana, I'm sorry I didn't call you.
Karen is watching.
Are you proud of us, Dana?
Now you're going to put those on. Oh, I can be helping you, can't I? So we can move quicker. Again, in that circular pattern, I think you're going to really like this when it's done. And this is easy. Everybody can be a part of it.
Stack them.
The kids can be a part of it.
You know what I like? You can't really mess this up.
You cannot mess it up. Honestly,
those are the kind of crafts I kind of like.
I like it too.
Because
there's another one.
Some you have to be a little more creative. These you can be just the right amount of creative.
Just the right amount of creative.
You know, and really, if you want to get together with your friends and send out a little invite and say you're doing a little thong crafting,
I
bet you'd get a lot of people.
This would be maybe fun for for your bachelor party.
Yeah.
I mean, really, your bachelorette party too. Whatever you'd like.
Tell the ladies to bring their thongs.
Yep. Bring your thongs.
It's thong art, everybody. And you're going to really appreciate this when this is completely done. And as you say, you just glue those in the center. You can take the little red ones and I put the white ones in the center. And then I'm going to take these little red ones and I'm going to put them scattered about as well in our wreath.
Mary Jo says so cute with the red, white, and blue hearts.
Aww.
Sally says looks great. And Laura says very cute.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you all like this one because it really is easy. Now we'll finish this up and we'll show you the end product.
Jim said I'm very disappointed.
What? Disappointed?
He must have thought he was going to see something else.
Oh,
get your mind out of the gutter, Jim.
You don't want to see that on me. Seriously. Okay, that would just make you turn.
And then you can hang it up.
You can hang it up. How's that look, Denny?
It looks very
Is it good? Is it very
Team USA?
It's USA-ish, and it's really kind of fun. I like it.
It is fun.
How's it look, Pat?
It looks great.
Does it look good on camera?
Yep.
Do you think Kevin will be proud of us?
Yep. We need to lower
Oh, yeah.
Kevin's sign, Kevin's Candles and Crafts, from Greenfield, Indiana.
Yeah,
There you go. Now we can see it.
Okay.
And
let me tell you, just to remind you that Kevin's Candles and Crafts out of Greenfield, Kevin Townsend, over 30 years, Kevin has been pouring and making clean burning soy candles. We love them. We love them. Hand poured. They do it in small batches, which I really like. They're not mass produced.
Yeah,
which
they'll
means
last a long
every
time.
one of them is really an artisan, unique candle. The aroma, because they're soy.
Yep.
Best when you light them the first time to the very last time. You're going to find him at all these great fall festivals. Kevin's Candles and Crafts, 27th of July at the Pennsy Trail Festival in Greenfield, and that's helping promote Hancock mental health. Kevin, thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. We
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Virginia.
And support
Thank
Kevin.
you, Charlotte, for watching. And
Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you,
Tony,
guys.
Tony said, "Where are the thongs?" Okay.
Right here, Tony.
There's at least 6 of them.
There's a bunch of them right here.
Six pair right there, all colorful.
Yep. You love it? Thanks for watching today,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys. I think that was good, Terry.
Craft Corner,
think it
Terry
was good. I
Stacey,
think it was
Allison
cute.
Lemons,
What do you think? I mean,
and
thanks,
Kevin's
guys.
Candles and Crafts from Greenfield, Indiana.
Yeah.
Nice
I'm gonna
job,
finish
guys.
this. Hey, I think this is kind of a good one. I do.
I just can't believe that the glue gun
Holds it?
holds it.
I'm telling you, Denny got us this industrial glue gun about, I guess, 2 Christmases ago, and it is crazy.
We love
it.
it.
also leaves second-degree burns, I will say.
Maybe, maybe,
kind you want, though.
maybe does
But it works.
does Boeing know about glue guns?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Maybe that.
What are you saying?
Well, I'm just saying that it seemed like they're in need of help lately.
Maybe you think I can bring that through TSA just in case?
Yeah.
You can plug it in.
That's right.
Did they ever get those guys back from space?
Ooh, I kind of forgot about them. You know what? Once, after the attempted assassination, I think someone probably needs to contact. Say, hey, don't worry, we're going to get you.
We'll get
we got
you.
the fix coming.
Yeah.
What is the problem up there? I haven't quite followed that story. Denny, you
Sort of
probably
a
know.
leak. Oh, I've got his mic.
You don't know? Oh,
I don't know. Here, Terry.
you don't know about this?
No, I really don't know.
The astronauts that are stuck in space.
Well, I haven't checked on them lately.
They're stuck in space, but I tell you what, they look like they're having a good time to me.
They're on a Boeing 737.
No. The Boeing made the transfer craft instead of Elon Musk, and now they're trying to entice Musk to get another one built really quick.
What do
to
you
get
mean
up
they're
there.
stuck up there? Like they can't get their rocket to go back down?
Yeah, what's the problem? Do you know, Den?
It's got some leaks, Den. Leaks.
It's
Oh.
leaks. They're working on their thongs.
And they forgot their hot glue guns.
Yeah.
So as long as they're safe and they have their
They're having a
food.
good time.
I feel like Sasha here talking about my cooking class.
Back to me.
Just
Keeps
seems like-
pushing we're passing the mic back and forth.
It just seems like you were in charge of current events. It seems like you would have known about that.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, that's all I have.
Is that it?
Nice job, guys. 239-9393. We'll come back. We'll take your calls as we continue on Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. That's right. Tomorrow morning, join me on WTHR Channel 13. It's going to be a
Okay.
great segment.
Okay.
That's in the 7 o'clock hour.
All right. We're talking about you, but what's it going to be?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? The late Toby Keith singing the promo for Pat Sullivan, and Pat can't remember.
Well,
is it about fertilizer, the 3-2-1 ratio?
I don't know.
Is it about trimming back something?
I don't know.
Okay.
So
then why are we talking about you?
Well, because I forgot that I didn't know. Normally I do that every Thursday, and because I was gone the last 2 weeks, I had to kind of stack up a few, and I can't
remember which one it was.
That's correct.
Look, what were the 3 that you stacked up?
You know what?
I can't even
I'm not
remember.
let's just have people be surprised.
Pat's
just
had
watch
a brain
Channel
fart
13.
here. Doesn't remember. 7:15 in the morning.
In the 7 o'clock hour.
All right.
Tim joins us on the program. Hi, Tim.
Hello.
What's up?
Love your show.
Thank you.
Wanted to see if I can get answer to. I got some white mushrooms growing out in my front yard, and I'm just trying to think of the best way to treat that or get rid of them.
I had some very small ones pop up as well. Now they're gone. There's really that I know of, there's no control for the fungi.
A 6-iron.
Yeah, so crumb was always big. You just take either a golf club or a sickle and go out there and just kind of whack them down. But there really is not any control that I'm aware of, and they don't last very long, but you can knock them down pretty quickly. It's that, generally kind of a moist area where they pop up. Is that where they came up, shady area?
No, it's actually full of sun in my front yard, and that's why I was wondering. I usually take a maintenance picker and kind of get them by the root down low and pick them up and get them out.
Yeah.
But someone told me bleach and water, but I don't know if that diluted.
Tim, I don't think they're worth messing around with. It's just the spores pop every once in a while, and they will come up in a sunny area if it's been really, really moist and then sunny. So
okay,
I wouldn't worry about them. I really wouldn't.
All right, I appreciate the help.
All right, Tim, thanks for the call. That's a real common call, though.
Yeah,
very common. We get that. We've gotten that for 30 years.
Pat, we got a listener question. It says, why aren't cicadas as crazy as they were predicted to be for this summer?
We just were not in the crosshairs. It was Illinois, Missouri got a bunch.
Tennessee got overwhelmed.
And it was it's just real spotty. I have a friend that has a hardware store over there, and at his store, it was crazy. I mean, just covered. I mean, he said you couldn't go outside. It lasted about 2 weeks. But at his home, a few miles away, there was very few.
Nothing.
So
I guess there's really no easy answer, John. It's just that we were not in the regional areas where the cicada broods had popped. There were 2 different broods, as I understand it, that came up. I have only heard a few cicadas here in central Indiana. We walk at Cool Creek Park, and I just have not seen them. I've heard them, but I just haven't seen them.
So what does that mean for future years, Denny?
Well, we have an annual brood. We have a 7-year brood, a 13-year brood, and I think a 17-year brood. So I think next year we're just going to be back to the annual brood.
But remember when it was even predicted, it was going to be bad in our area. I know that out at Geist, that area got them really bad.
And we didn't get anything.
But we didn't get any.
And those are the little red-eyed boogers. Those were not they were the little bitty ones. Yeah.
So there you go. All right, hour number 4 is coming up. Listen, we have got I just tell you, we have a lot planned. Well, at least we will when we get there. All right, 239-9393. Hour number 4 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. We are joined by a very special guest from right here in Indianapolis.
Jason Hammer?
Nope. JMV.
Oh.
Hey, John.
How we doing today? Hey, I got a question. I heard you talking about Matt Bear. I heard Wes giving you the details on this afternoon and what's going to be going on downtown. Am I going to be able to get down there on time with this euchre thing going on?
It's not euchre. It's Eucharistic.
Oh, I thought it was euchre.
No, it's not a euchre tournament.
There's a bunch of jaywalkers. I'll prepare you for that,
They're not
John.
pilgrims.
They're cutting
pilgrims.
across everywhere. Don't kill anybody.
So, will I be able to get down here? Should I leave early
Well,
to get down here?
I did not hear them mention Illinois Street in the closures. So if you could cut across from Capitol and shoot into the garage.
What do they do all day long in a Eucharistic pilgrimage thing?
They play euchre.
They're worshiping. They're learning.
I was
It's
running over
Catholic.
people at 7:30 this morning, so they're going to be there when John gets here at 5
They've
or 6
been here since
o'clock?
Monday.
Yeah, they've been here all week.
Can you
Oh,
pray
wait.
that much?
Yes, you
Of
can.
course you can.
Oh my gosh!
Yep.
It's a look. It's
Look
the
at
least little joy we can talk
Hey.
about. Good things are happening
Look
here.
at the world we live in.
We need
right.
it.
Right.
So, it's a church thing. Is it a church thing?
It is, yes, it's a church thing, John.
Okay.
Catholics.
It's a Catholic church thing.
At St. Where's St. John? No,
Yeah,
Saint?
St.
St.
John.
John's?
Well, it's not. It's at the convention center.
Yeah, but there's that's like
It's partner
Catholic words
Oh.
that they go there for something.
They're a sponsor.
I guess so.
Sponsor
Yeah.
parish.
Yeah. You know, when's the last time you guys have been to church?
I go every week, John.
Do you?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing. I pray for you every week too, John, and it always comes back undeliverable.
Oh, boy. That's funny.
I haven't been to church since September the 8th, 1979.
Wow.
Yeah, how do you know the date? How do you know exactly when?
Because the holy water burned.
I've always said this. I try to be a really nice guy all the way around, and I hopefully that is recognized just by being a nice guy, right?
Yeah.
Everybody trying to be everybody. Does that work?
Yes, I would agree that being a good human being would go a long way.
Good.
John, why do you remember December 8th, 1979?
Because I was a big Bears fan growing up, basically until I started, getting into this and became a jaded sports talk guy. But I was a big Bears fan, and they would always play at noon. And the NFL Today would start an hour prior to the Bears game. And September the 8th was the opening weekend of the season, 1979. And I didn't want to miss NFL Today. I liked NFL Today a great deal. That was Brent Musburger, Cross, Phyllis George, if you remember, and Jimmy the Greek Schneider. And I didn't want to miss it. And I told them that, and they told me that was not. I went to the Orangeburg Baptist Church. Now, this was on Sunday. I did go to some vacation Bible schools in the early 80s, but I told them, I don't want to miss NFL Today. And I was a bit browbeaten at the time by my Sunday school instructor, but I said, hey, you know what? If I'm going to be a nice guy as I grow up, as I mature, as I get older, is that going to be okay? They said, yes, that will be okay. So,
wow.
79. Yes.
John,
good story.
It sounds like you're wrestling around with a bear.
Mm-hmm. Underwater.
On your phone. Yeah. Are you on a speaker or something?
No, I think the AC is blowing into the phone there.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. It sounded like there was.
Is that better?
It sounded like, quite honestly, you were wrestling Satan.
I was, I think the AC was blowing into the phone. I haven't been to the movie theater since September the 21st, 1998, I think.
The
99.
movies? And what was
you don't go to the movies?
No.
I've never been to a movie with my kids. Lainey's sitting right next to me right now.
Poor Lainey.
Oh, I love
Lainey,
the movies.
Does that upset you, Lainey?
It does. She said yes.
What was what was the movie you saw?
Episode 1. It was Star Wars, that episode 1. Remember when it first started? After Return of the Jedi was in '83, and then they stopped for a long time, and then they refired it up back, I think, in either '98 or '99. I thought it was '99. Anyway, I went to that, and I thought it was so awful, and the experience was so terrible. I said, I'm never going back again.
Why was the experience terrible?
Wow.
One bad movie?
I saw every movie of my life.
You know what?
Every movie theater I've ever watched a movie in, I can tell you what movie theater it was. So
your mind is unbelievable.
So you didn't like the movie, so you said never again.
I said the heck with movies. I'm done. I'm not going back to the movie theater. No, I can tell you, Lost Boys, 1987, Von Lee Theater, Bloomington, Indiana.
That is nuts.
Well,
yes.
I kind of give him
you everywhere.
Empire
Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back, 1980.
Okay, yeah.
College Mall Cinemas.
Wow. John?
I think he made a commitment to it and said, I'm not going, and he hasn't.
So
Star Wars, at the end of May, 1977, Princess Theater, Walnut Street, Bloomington, Indiana. I can tell you I got one for you. I didn't like this movie. Blade Runner, summer 1982, Village Theater, Bloomington, Indiana.
That's amazing you remember all this.
Hey, John.
I'm glad you haven't had a bad experience in a public restaurant.
Hey, John, you know what? I think when I get my grandkids together, I can swing by and get Lainey, and we can take her to the movie theater if she would like to be, get some candy and popcorn and have the
Lainey's going to
experience.
Johnson County Fair tonight, everybody. This is going to be a big deal.
It is a big deal.
The Johnson County Fair is tonight, so she's going. She's going with her friend Mallory.
Is she going to show any animals or anything, or is she just going to see?
I think it's so expensive now, though, the fares. I think I got to give her $150 so she can ride the ride.
I was going to ask you, how much do you give her? Because, in the day, I think I got like $5.
Oh, yeah.
Like Dad would say, Mom and
You
Dad
could ride
says,
all
here you go,
day.
here's $5. Go have a great time.
Yep.
And so I wondered how much it would cost you to give
And that's
money
just
now.
the county fair.
Yeah, that's just the county fair.
Yeah, so Johnson County Fair, I said, I'm going to give you some money to play the ducks. You know those floating ducks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go around those games. Love the floating ducks. I just said, hey, be careful on the food because when you get on that tilt-a-whirl or on the Himalaya, all right, well, when the Himalaya DJ says, do you want to go faster? Okay, you don't want you to barf. No barfing.
That's called chumming.
Oh, Denny was entertaining us with old fishing terms earlier.
Yeah.
So, chumming evidently.
All right, John, let me ask you one. What is a breezer when it comes to fishing? What's a breezer?
A smaller fish that is caught and thrown back.
Close. It's a smaller fish swimming through a prime fishing spot. That's not bad, John.
Really?
That's pretty good.
I was pretty close.
Yeah, that's
I would count it.
That's right.
A lot closer
I would
than
definitely
Allison.
count it.
He was a lot closer than my guesses.
I haven't been fishing since 1982.
What time of
What
day
have
was
you been doing since
Yeah,
the 90s?
what have you been doing?
You've got a hell of a diary. You must drive Laney crazy.
It really does.
Yeah, I love fishing too. It just 1982 for whatever reason it kind of stopped. And I want to take these
He
guys.
had a bad
fishing.
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of. Well, I think when I cast out and I got my bobber and hook caught in a tree limb, and I go, man, that's a lot of work to get that out of the tree limb.
You are not very forgiving.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Not
doesn't
good.
Yeah, I hold a grudge.
You do
I'm
hold a
grudge
grudge against a tree, against fishing in general, against movie theaters.
Yeah, all of it. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I do.
If
I
you-
can see, and that's the only thing. That is why, when I brought up I haven't been to church since 1979, maybe I do need to go because there are just some things that I have done that I'd like to get past the whole grudge.
Yeah. Maybe it's time you should sit down and talk to somebody.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe it is. So,
maybe you could get a sponsor.
Sponsor to go to church.
Like a sponsor psychologist or something like that.
Oh, gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
Sponsor, like, hi, I'm JMV.
No, not
With
that
me as my
kind of sponsor. No, somebody that would sponsor.
Really good stories.
Yeah, sponsor.
That's what I want. I want some good stories. I think overall I'm a pretty good person, so that's what I try to be.
I think you're an excellent
You are
person.
a good person, John.
Yeah.
From what we know, who do we really know anybody? No. We don't know what goes on in his home.
Well, we know he stands out and urinates in the yard.
Right.
We know that.
Doesn't go to church, hates movies, and doesn't like fishing.
Isn't afraid to drop his drawers
and
in
has
front of
a
his future
fascination
in-laws.
with gasoline and lighting it on in gopher holes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
no.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. But no,
Sorry,
hey,
Laney. I bet he's a really good dad, though.
He is a good dad.
I try to be as good as I can be. So there are some grudges I wish and I'll regret. I don't want to have regrets, and those are a couple of regrets.
You need to get that tattoo that says "No regrets." Get that tattoo.
Oh, that's today.
Exactly. Well, that's the other thing. No tattoos. My kids aren't allowed to ever get tattoos. Not even when I'm dead. So
you know what,
tattoos.
John? I will tell you that I did the same with my kids. That I told them I wouldn't pay for their college if they had a tattoo.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
I've lessened that a little bit now because I know that tattoos can be removed. And matter of fact, I am 100% of my retirement savings is invested in tattoo removal. All of it.
Well, I just told them. I said, hey, even when I die, no tattoos, because if you do, I'll come back and I'll haunt you. I will haunt you. Yes.
Good.
Wow.
Tough old guy.
This is I will say, hey, don't do it. So anyway, Blake said, you had an earring in 1987 when you were 17, and that's back when it was like oh man, he got an earring kind of deal. And I said, yeah, but that faded away. But no tattoos.
No tattoos, because you know what? That serpent today in 2024 might look like a rotten tomato plant in 2054.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Those sagging tattoos, they're not going to look good.
Yeah. Well, John, I'm not sure what we learned today, but it
I don't
sounds.
know. We just were all over the ice, and sometimes that's a good thing, you know?
Yeah.
I think we learned a
There
lot.
wasn't much to learn today. We just need to hear stories.
Yeah, I think
We
what
need
we
to hear
learned is
stories, and
John
there's
needs a
nothing wrong with
hug
And maybe go to a
So,
movie.
yes.
and go to a movie.
In the back
Go
of the
to the
church.
movies. Yeah. So, hey, JMV Takeover tonight. Going to have a blast, 6 until midnight, B105.7. And I'll come with it a little bit better next week. I know
No.
it was really tough to follow up the whole PD episode we had last week.
I had so many people talk about our trough urination
I will say I did
segment.
not. I got so many Facebook comments about people loving the JMV urinal talk.
Yes,
last
that's
week.
right. That was going to be hard to top. That's for sure.
Exactly.
There you go.
Hey, guys.
All
I
right,
love
John.
you guys. Great
Bye,
show
buddy.
as always. We'll talk next week.
All right, have a
Yeah.
good show tonight.
See you, lady.
B105.7 from 6 until midnight. It is an all request live Saturday night. You will not find it anywhere else in this country. I am telling you, it's a throwback. So it's a lot of fun. It's going to be a beautiful night. Sit outside and listen to JMV on B105.7. We're coming right back with your calls, 239-9393. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Hey, if you're looking for something to do tonight, evening in the garden at our Sullivan Hardware.
Were you going to
and
say
Garden.
evening in Paris? What were you going to
No,
say?
I don't know what I was saying. Evening in the garden at our Keystone location. Lots of fun, lots of food. $60 gets you all the food that you are wanting to eat, from Ambrosia, from 317 Barbecue, from Upland Brewery,
Cholita.
from Cholita, from Fernando's,
Harder Brunch.
Harder
will be there.
Brunch, Maggie's Bistro, Sully's Grill, and
the Bacon
Station.
Boys. Oh, Bacon
Don't forget
Boys.
Scott's bread pudding.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting this. Chef Scott will have a booth of his own bread pudding.
And it is famous.
Fabulous.
Oh, my gosh. Is it?
My Yellow Rickshaw is the entertainment. And I think we're having them. Here's what happened every year. I end up paying the band more. It's like I'm the father of the bride. Everyone's having such a good time. So I think we pushed the band to start at maybe 7 or 7:30.
Okay.
Something like that. And we'll play till 10. or
Yeah, that
11,
sounds right.
Something like that. I don't know.
Till 10. Sounds
It'll
right.
be a lot of fun. You can buy tickets at sullivanhardware.com.
It'll be a beautiful evening.
Oh my gosh, we're so lucky. Yeah, when you have
it'll
these
be
events in July, it's kind of like,
You never know.
what are you doing? What are you doing? Daniel joins us on the program. Hi, Daniel.
Hi. A couple months ago, you had someone on from a company called Light Bio, and he was promoting his luminescent petunias.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up buying a couple of them. They've been inside my house under a grow light, and they're just not doing well.
Suck.
And I was
They
wondering
suck.
what I can do to make them healthier.
You know what? We got some too.
So we got a handful. We got about 10. So
Yeah.
did yours glow at all at any point?
If you go in the dark, you can the
Barely.
most faint light.
Yes.
You can see it.
Yeah, that's how ours was.
I thought the same thing because we bought 10 and then he sent us
And they're not cheap.
6 more. Yeah. So I think they need to go back. But really having them inside is going to be tough. They need to be outside. So that's number one. And the first thing I did, because I thought the genetics of the plant were not very good. They did not put those the glowing capabilities into a very good plant of the genetics of the plant. It's just without it, I don't think that would be a very good white petunia.
And I think you cut them.
I cut 'em back.
Cut them way back.
Yeah, so I cut them all the way back, and they were doing okay, and then I kind of lost interest. I took them inside, same thing. Took one in the bathroom, and it's like you could barely see a very faint glow of them. So
I
What
never
does cutting
did.
the back mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you literally just take a pair of scissors and you just trim it down. Not to a single stem, but you kind of go around it. And when you trim something, and this is for your annuals, your hanging baskets, I always think that a mid-season trim will rejuvenate that plant, because when you trim something, it stimulates growth. So it thickens up a plant. Like a really good grower, when they plant a hanging basket, they'll put their plugs in, they grow it out a little bit, they take scissors, trim it off, they grow it out, and sometimes they'll even trim it a second time, and that thickens up the plant.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
And it feels wrong when you're doing it.
It does feel wrong.
Because the first time you told me to do that with a hanging basket, I was like, I'm destroying this plant. But then like a week later, it looked great.
Yeah, they come right back. It's really cool.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks for letting us know about your experience, because I was wondering if it was just us or...
Yeah. So I think it's a little bit of maybe they still need to work on that.
Yeah.
On that the glowing petunia.
They absolutely have to still, if you're going to crossbreed, to get the fluorescence in there, at least pick a good hardy petunia. Those things look like they were half dead anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
but I never did see the fluorescence. We went back in the
trial and error.
barn there.
Yeah. So.
It was interesting, though. That's for sure.
The very first black petunia that we sell so many now, right and made for the race.
Mm-hmm.
The very first go around to that was not a very good petunia. But you know what? They dialed it in. It got better.
Yeah.
The next one, and now it's a really nice petunia.
Do you think there is a market for glow-in-the-dark petunias, Allison?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think who will tell you is our petunia expert that joins us on the program, Zach Terry from the Michaelis Corporation.
Mr. Stinky.
I don't know about petunias. I mean, I could call my grandmother, and I'm sure I could get some information. But
wow, I thought you guys did it all. I mean,
Michaelis is now in petunias.
Well, let me call Richard real quick, and we'll figure that one out.
Yeah. So, Zach, tell us about the goings-on right now at the Michaelis Corporation.
Well, with the storms at the end of June, we've been dealing with a lot more storm damage and, dealing with roof issues. And like I was down in Bloomington for 3 days, going from insurance to insurance, talking to people and just, getting out there to help their clients, to make them our clients, obviously. But Bloomington got hit pretty hard, driving around there, just seeing all the trees down and everything. It's like, sometimes you don't understand why people plant trees, right next to their house.
I know.
Well, they're really small when they do it, Zach. We talked to a guy today who had planted a tree, or he put a fence up really close to the tree, and they trimmed it a little bit, and next thing you know, the tree grows. Well, no, that's how it works.
Beth grew up in Meridian Kessler, and they always had big trees that always scared her. So we really don't. Our front yard, we have like very, very few trees. We have nothing big. We have no big trees.
It's even like the sycamores, they're notorious for dropping limbs. So it's like, let's put one within 10, 15 feet of our house.
Oh, my.
I mean, they can wreak havoc, roof siding and in your gutters, but also, with the foundation as well, because if you think about it, your crawl space and basement's the lowest point. It's got some moisture. Of course, it's going to, work its way, towards your foundation.
That's a good point. I never think about the trees. I think about everything else. I'm a plumber, and I remember that the tree roots always went for the plumbing pipes. I never thought about them going to the easy part, which is the crawl space.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, even like evergreens too. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves is, they're looking for water. I mean, all trees are looking for water, but 365, they're out there, growing and looking for where the moisture content is. So it's kind of one of those things when you start to see those issues with foundations and you're like, well, I'd probably get this tree removed. And they're like, well, I never thought about that. And it's like, well, it's still going to affect your foundation.
Yeah, that's not a house plant in the living room. It's part of the tree that came up through the cold air returned.
Yeah, not at all. Or what is that town where it has the I'm trying to think of it, where it has the tree growing out of the town hall down south?
That's called the Wookiee Camp in Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what I'll just call it from now on. I think it's like Greensburg, I think.
That's Greensburg, where the tree grows out of the courthouse. That's right.
Yeah, that's instantly what I think of whenever I see trees growing right next to the house. It's, also, I've been listening to your show for like the last hour and a half. I've just been amped up to get on here. By the way, your road show, the sponsor could be, Michaelis. I can't pull those triggers, but woulda, coulda, shoulda kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So, Zach, I don't know how long you were listening, but do you wear a thong?
That's actually, I was going to say, I take notes whenever I'm listening to your show just so I can talk about it when I get on here.
Sure.
I would love to see those
wrote
notes.
down, I wear thongs all the time, out and about, everywhere.
Do you?
I go.
Yeah.
I never was very comfortable in thongs. I don't know if it was just my feet or
Thongs
my.
meaning flip-flops.
Yeah, I would always like stubbing, what we called stubbing.
Let him make his own
stubbing your
distinctions.
toe. Stubbing your toe.
Yeah.
Really easy to trip in
The
them,
bad
too.
pair of thongs.
Well, since the invention of Crocs, I have been the Croc doctor. I absolutely, I absolutely, I'll mow the grass in them. I'll go to the grocery store in them. I have no problem. No humiliation on my part. So
I got to tell you though, Zach, I'm not sure that I would. I don't think I would buy a waterproofing job from a Croc wearing salesman.
The Croc doc.
Yeah, the Croc doc.
No. You have to separate the person. It's the in and outy lifestyle. You have to separate the work from the personal life.
That explains the
That's
Croc.
weekend, Zach.
Yeah, the weekend, Zach.
See, you get it. Yeah, 100%. Like you would never see me mowing the grass wearing a tie dye, at work. I'd be a little more professional than that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, Zach, I'm not really sure what we got accomplished today.
I think a lot.
And that's usually a good thing.
Hey, as long as I can bring a little humor to you guys' lives and show that at least somebody's paying attention to the show, that
Zach, what you don't know is we love it when you call. We love it when you're there with Michaelis.
Absolutely. All right, Zach, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Zach Terry from the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. 844-FIX-INDY.
Well, the speed round's coming up, but right now we've still got a couple of calls. We've got Cindy calling in here on the Home and Garden Show.
Okay.
Miss Cindy, how are you?
I'm doing well, and how is everybody there today?
Actually, it's been a wacky show, Cindy.
Are we back on the air?
Wackadoo for sure.
I've been listening to it, so yes, I can relate.
Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you for your patience, and you're still here. Oh my God!
And I'm still here, and I wear flip flops.
Atta girl.
That's right.
Pat wears a thong. Hair. Yeah. All right, Cindy, what you got for us?
We have a concrete driveway and, of course, concrete sidewalk in front of our house that I need to clean. And I didn't know what is a good product to use. It's got a lot of dirt and mildew and stuff like in the concrete itself.
Are you going to use a pressure washer at all, or do you want to just do it the old-fashioned way?
I have a pressure washer, but it's not an industrial one. It's just like a household.
I think that's okay. If you use a product like 30-second cleaner is really good.
Okay.
I don't think Crud Cutter would be good for.
But Crud Cutter, they have a whole line of.
Do they have one
products.
for concrete?
Yeah, they have a whole line of products. So there's Crud Cutter, the original, and then. But I really like. I like the 30-second cleaner. I think that's really good. There's one called Moldex, I believe.
Okay.
I think it's Moldex. That's really good. If there's a lot of good cleaners, the cleaners have come a long way in the last 8 or 10 years. So, but I would look for one called 30-second cleaner
and read the label. Truthfully, I have not seen one of the modern ones that Pat's talking about that hurt you, but still read the label to see if you have to wear rubber gloves.
I wouldn't read. I would just go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Do you have that at 71st and Keystone?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Good.
I'm not sure about Penn, but I know we have it at Keystone. So
I would wear rubber boots. Do not wear your thongs for this one, okay?
I will not wear my flip flops.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll wear my rubber boots.
There you go. Good job.
Perfect.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks Amy.
Cindy.
Yeah.
Cindy.
Oh, there's Cindy. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong one.
You were looking out the window. I kept waiting for you to come over.
Well, I was kind of disappointed. I was looking at Spark going out on the circle, and then I started looking at the annuals that are planted on Monument Circle and thinking, why isn't anyone
taking
fertilizing
care of
them?
Exactly.
You go to all the trouble of paying to have them planted, and then nobody fertilizes
and no
them?
one takes care of them afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess I could bring a bucket and some fertilizer.
We'll start doing that every Saturday morning.
Do not take that over, okay? Because you'll have the job the rest of your life.
What else are we doing down here?
That's exactly right.
All right, 239-9393. Up next, we have, this makes sense that Amy was talking about her driveway. That was really Cindy.
Yeah.
I was a little confused there.
There you go.
Hi, Amy.
Hi there.
What's up?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks for taking my call. So I have a 15-year-old magnolia tree, and it's been fine, but like up until this and died back, and then this week I noticed that it was full of hornets, and there's no nests in my yard. There actually was a nest at the neighbors 2 doors down, and they've since got it removed. But like absolutely full of hornets. It was the scariest thing ever. And somebody was saying that the hornets like feed off of some other kind of bug that like excretes something. So I didn't know if you'd ever run across this situation before. Or if
That's really interesting.
Torch the whole thing.
Amy, were they in the flowers or were they just on the stems and stuff?
It's not flowering right now, so it's
right.
they were in the leaves and like the stems.
Pat, it sounds like honeydew, but I'm surprised that hornets would go after honeydew.
Well, there is the wasp that sting. Isn't that a tulip tree, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
So
the tulip and the magnolia are related, I bet.
But regardless, it's like, don't you think that there is a nest around there?
I don't know. We were talking earlier to a lady that was concerned that the wasp nest was too close to the sidewalk, and she was worried about.
But hers was also a magnolia tree. That's kind of weird.
It is. I'm guessing that it's a honeydew, Amy. It is a secretion that's kind of sweet that certain of the stinging insects, that whether it's the wasps, which are the vespids, or the honeybees, those type, and I'm guessing it's something that's being secreted that's drawing them in.
Yeah, I would guess so as well.
How would they get rid of them?
I don't know if you'd want to get rid of them. You'd have to spray the whole tree, and that would probably be best to spray with a liquid 7 or something like that. But I'm not. I think, Amy, they'll take off. I think they'll leave you.
Have you seen any? Is there anything forming on the leaves or on the stems? Like any?
No, I haven't seen anything like nothing on it. Just a little bit of dieback on a couple of branches. So I mean, it's kind of a sentimental little tree. Although, like I was saying, I'm tempted to torch it because it was terrifying.
Well, all right. So here's what I would do. I guess
I just got something from the extension from the Kentuckians. And it says magnolia trees attract various insects because they are after the aphids and scale insects to feed. Both of these insects suck fluids out of the magnolia leaves, and these same insects subsequently secrete something back onto the thing that attracts the wasps. So that's what they're saying.
Oh,
so back to the honeydew?
They don't call it honeydew, but they are talking about those aphids and sucking insects.
So what's the answer? To spray the tree if it's, or do you let it run its course?
Have the leaves turned black, Amy?
No. I saw, I was looking for that, and there's a couple that are like darker, not like black, but just like brown, but not over, just a few.
Oh, I would use a general purpose insecticide, I guess. Pat, what do you?
So if there's aphid, there's scales. So you could use probably could use 7. You could use malathion. Malathion is a lot stronger, so you certainly want to make sure you read the label instruction on that one. If that's so, because between aphids and scale, you probably do need to do something to it.
Okay.
And you can get
the whole thing.
Yeah, you can get a sprayer that will go up just on your garden hose that'll go up about 20 feet or 25 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Amy.
Pat, just a general search. It looks like it's a really common problem.
That's the exact same thing, Denny.
Wow.
Magnolia is attracting
We
wasps.
actually lost a tulip tree that we had, and I just kind of ignored it. And it got the sticky leaves, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
Everybody brags about the tulip. Once it flowers, I'm not a big fan. I have seen too many.
Isn't that our state tree?
It is, but I've seen too many middle-aged tulip trees in a strong wind just come tumbling down, and they can have a disease of some sort that weakens them. But the nice thing about magnolias, about tulip trees, they grow so fast, Pat. They really do grow fast.
Just like Hoosiers.
Just like Hoosiers.
239-9393. The speed round is coming up next right here on 93 WIBC. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we didn't think we would make it. But we have made it.
Joke's on you guys.
To the final segment. The speed round, where we take your calls so quickly because we don't have a lot of time.
We've got thongs on.
Speed round is brought to you by
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Great pricing on Lazy Boy, Indiana-made Smith Brothers furniture, mattresses made in Indiana, and maintenance-free outdoor furniture. And listen, it's free delivery up to 75 miles. ThompsonFurniture.net.
Who's ready for the speed round?
Line them up. Let's knock them down.
You cannot handle it. Todd joins us on the program. Hey, Todd.
Hey guys. Pat, I called in and talked to you about a year ago about the bent grass issue, and I used the stuff that I was supposed to use that we talked about. But it killed. I had brown spots for like over a year looking through my ring. I saw everything, all the dead spots. So the grass is coming back, but it's bent grass again. It's even more so.
Okay. Hey, Todd. So did you plant new grass?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have the same type. So what I did was I used, what's the name of the chemical? I forget. It's
Tenacity.
Tenacity. And it's very expensive, and I killed most of it. But I, like you, am getting little spots back. So what I'm going to do is this fall, I'm going to start spraying that again, because the spots right now are pretty small. And then once I get rid of the bent grass, the rest of it will come right. The other grass will fill right in, so it won't be a problem. But I think it's one of those things, and we're running out of time here. I'm sorry, that you're going to have to stay after, but it does work. That's the beautiful thing about it. So stay after it. Keep the faith. Sasha's aunt joins us. Hi, we only have a little bit of time. How are you, Jane?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
You got a great niece.
We certainly enjoy Sasha.
Oh, I know. She's great.
Yeah,
she's great.
She didn't have we asked her for we have a new segment with It's Cooking with Sasha, but evidently she wasn't prepared for it.
Oh, well, she doesn't do a whole lot of cooking, I think, but
I think that's what I'm understanding. Hey, Jane, I'm so sorry. We are up against a tight clock so that we can get to the news, but thank you for calling. We'll see you guys next week. Abdul is coming up next, 93 WIBC.